Protesters in Israel have blocked roads, trying to stop the prime minister from leaving the country amid nationwide demonstrations against controversial judicial reform.
This is about the new nationalist Israeli government led by Benjamin Netanyahu pushing through a series of judicial reforms that would, its critics say, strip Israel's Supreme Court of its independence and would stack the judiciary in favor of the government. It has led to increasing protests over the weeks. And the way this has spread is also unprecedented into Israel's military, into its security forces. We've seen this week reservists in Israel saying that they would refuse to serve training because of this issue.
That's a BBC's Tom Bateman in Jerusalem. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits last week jumped by the most in 5 months, according to the Labor Department. Townhall.com. After a significant data breach, personal information about members of Congress has reportedly been offered for sale on the dark web.
House and Senate officials are warning lawmakers, their staff, and their families that hackers may have gained access to sensitive data from a Washington, D.C. health insurance marketplace. D.C. HealthLink confirmed the breach and said it was working with law enforcement and offering identity theft and credit monitoring services. A Senate email recommended that anyone registered on the exchange freeze their credit to prevent identity theft. A broker on an online crime forum claimed to have stolen records from 170,000 customers and was offering them for sale. Jennifer King, Washington.
Americans who came of age during the COVID-19 pandemic are skipping college in large numbers. Colleges nationwide saw undergraduate enrollments drop by 8% from 2019 to 2022. The decline said to be continuing. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody. Mm-hmm. Welcome back to me. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Sean, for filling in yesterday. I was kindly bequeathed the quick stomach bug.
Down.
Yes, I was.
Here, I believe you were looking for this.
Yes, I was.
Thanks, I was.
Yeah, I got. It was my turn.
Mike became a human two-way sprinkler.
Yeah, it was the whole stomach bug. My wife got sick the day before, and then yesterday was my turn. So all good now. Good news is, if you do get it, it's hard hitting but quick.
It hits hard, but it hits quick.
Yeah, so we're good today. I'm not ready to bust out Thanksgiving dinner, but I'm feeling a lot better today. So.
Not heading to the buffet.
Yes, not going to be not going to be elbows deep in the Chinese buffet.
Fair enough.
Not going to be that. But thanks for holding down the fort yesterday. Much appreciated.
Glad to do it.
And we do have a full slate for you today. Matter of fact, so good thing it doesn't involve no food sampling today, please.
Yeah, we'll
try any.
We'll keep all that to a relative minimum.
Pickles or drinks or nothing today. But you know what? I'm going to give away something right out the gate.
Ooh.
Right out the gate. I know Sean was talking about it yesterday, but UFO Expo happening this weekend, tomorrow through Sunday at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center.
Yes, sir.
If you've not procured your tickets yet and you would like to go, I will give you a pair of tickets right now. These are valued For locals at $50.
$50, and that's marked down from $100 for the face value of the actual ticket. This is a 3-day event that's just nonstop, like ufologists, experts in the field, folks from television shows, movies, people who have worked on film projects. There's going to be cosplay events. There's going to be all sorts of get-togethers. I think they're doing like a speed dating thing. There's concerts. It's just going to be a 3-day festival, and this is your ticket in.
Food and beverages.
Food and bevs. Yep.
Including the beverages of the adult variety.
Oh yeah. Well. Your take.
They're working on that, are they?
They're working on it.
Okay. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I've got a pair of tickets for you for free right now. Be my first caller, 575-578-1198. Oh, no, wait a minute. Is it 578?
Yeah.
Okay, 575-578-1198. 575-578-1198. Be my first caller right now, and I'll get you a pair of tickets to UFO Expo. Again, $100 value to you. Right now.
Callers number 1 and 2. How about that?
There we go. We'll get you. 575-578-1198. Get you a pair of tickets to UFO Expo.
578-1198.
Yes, 575-578-1198. 575-578-1198.
Pound him in the head.
That's right. Because I mess it up if I don't say it 100 times. And tune in the 9 o'clock hour. We're going to have the folks from UFO Expo join us, talk a little bit about the weekend and everything, too. So they'll join us in the 9 o'clock hour. But be my first caller right now, 575-578-1198. Get a pair of tickets to UFO Expo. This and it's good all 3 days. You can go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with these passes. So they're good whatever day or all 3 days that you want to go out to UFO Expo this weekend. 575-578-1198. Be my first caller right now. Start dialing. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We're going to replay one of Sean's fine interviews yesterday. He had Andrew Moore with the Chamber talking, I think, mostly about Rise Over Roswell.
It was mostly Rise Over Roswell, yeah.
Which is coming up here in a few short weeks. So we'll play that interview for you here in just a bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have some of the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater join us, talking about Jeeves Intervenes opening weekend tonight.
Yes.
For Jeeves Intervenes this weekend and next weekend.
Tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right. I keep thinking today's Friday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night. Today's only Thursday. My internal clock's all cattywampus. But, it'll be this weekend and next at the Community Little Theater. We'll talk with some of the cast there. And then, like I said just a minute ago, we'll have Tom Reed join us with UFO Expo and give us all the skinny on what's going to be happening the next 3 days at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center.
Yes.
So,
by the way, if you are calling with those tickets, we will have those tickets for you here at the office.
Yeah.
Here in Roswell at the JP White building. Just let us know and we'll make sure you get those.
Yeah. I hear him.
Roy's hard at work.
Manhandling the phones as we speak here. So how was your day yesterday? I know everything went pretty quiet.
Everything went relatively smoothly. I mean, it was. Luckily, you managed to get sick on a pretty quiet day.
Good. I'm glad I was convenient there.
The only thing was, and I got to say, congratulations to the Artesia Bulldogs for going as hard as you did. It was just literally like 1 point separating them from from Valley.
And the girls basketball
in the state championship. The boys actually.
I'm sure boys was yesterday.
Boys basketball.
Girls was Tuesday. My internal clock's all messed up. I keep thinking I'm a day off.
Right.
So.
But
so they're done too now.
They gave their all, but they went down by 1 point to Valley. So
we are
Valley moving on.
We're done with the playoffs.
Done with basketball, but the baseball playoffs begin today. The Caveman Classic tournament is happening in Carlsbad.
This is regular season, not playoffs.
Yeah, not playoffs.
Yeah, they're just
regular tournament is tournament season.
Yeah, baseball. It's a lot of doubleheaders, a lot of tournaments, and then you get to playoffs.
Yep.
And then it's more doubleheaders and more tournaments. Baseball is
everything's made out to be like a showcase.
Well, baseball is just because they get a lot of sports in like a short period of time. Where like football starts, they start playing games in August and they go till December. Where baseball, it's pretty much March, April, and May, and they got to get them in quick.
Yeah.
And of course, baseball.
It's like 1,000 games.
Takes a long time to play a game too. So and then they play doubleheaders. So really, 2 games, and that's a whole day affair for baseball. So they got to get a lot of baseball in a short period of time. So it's kind of fast and furious for baseball. But yeah, we're all shifting to baseball, softball now. So maybe high school and the other levels now that Major League Baseball's incorporated this pitch timer.
Oh yeah.
Thing. Maybe we'll start seeing that trickle down to the college and high school levels if it succeeds.
Well, yeah, because they're going to have to start training on the equipment they're using in the majors.
Well, I think everyone loves it, but probably maybe pitchers and batters.
Sure.
Everyone else loves it because they're like, good, I don't have to spend 6 hours at a baseball game while I'm waiting for the pitcher to throw to the first baseman 12 times and scratch himself 13 more times in between pitches. So speeds that up. That's good.
Move it along.
Yeah.
Move it along, move it along.
So maybe that'll trickle down to our level here.
Fingers crossed.
So, yeah, I didn't do much. I watched. You know what I saw quite a bit of when I was in between sleeping? Moonshiners.
Oh, really?
The TV show Moonshiners Master Distillers, which is weirdly entertaining to me. I don't know why, but watching people in overalls make moonshine and compete at bougie levels makes me entertained for me.
Keeps me happy.
So it was, of course, I was in and out, just kind of sleeping and between episodes there. But yeah, so that was my day yesterday.
I've been on a weird kick as of late. I made the joke to a friend. I've kind of like embraced the hobo lifestyle. I found these this brand of soups that relatively easy to make.
You're officially old, man.
I know.
I've heard about this new soup.
Yeah, I'm exploring the world of soups. I'm actually rather excited about it. Made and didn't even try an entire batch of tortilla soup last night that is waiting for me.
Nice.
Kind of hanging in the fridge.
Well, that's always supposed to be better the second day.
That's what they say. So I'm letting it marinate. Go home and try it out for lunch. Yeah, I've embraced the hobo lifestyle. Basically anything that's soft and malleable. Tinder vittles, bindle, anything I can fit into a bindle. Jump on a boxcar and live out my dreams.
He does have a can of beans in his backpack, which is a little bit weird, but okay.
I get weirdly excited when I see gold. Gold? Oh, gold? Yeah.
Weird is
hobo prospector. It kind of varies. I dip in and out.
Well, it's 2013. He doesn't have his stuff in a kerchief on a stick. It's a bandana like backpack. It's the same red kerchief color. It's
a backpack made of handkerchiefs. Actually.
Yes, exactly. So
it's custom made.
So he keeps his beans.
That's right.
But
and my dreams.
Yeah, because you were only on the potato soup earlier. Now it's tortilla soup.
It was a weird, like, week-long kick that I'm like, I need to, have some potato soup. And then I was like, ooh, there's a whole line of these. So, yeah. I was working my way through a creamy rice, a wild rice soup for the last couple of days. And, tortilla soup now.
Nice. So I had ramen soup yesterday. I was kind of hit the spot, the broth. I was kind of, sick people food.
Yeah. Well, you need to, that's the thing is the one thing I was completely aware of when I was like dying sick last week was I am losing all of the water inside of me. Like it is being squeezed out of me basically. And so the whole next couple of days I spent just trying to get electrolytes, just trying to hydrate. And
I've been drinking a lot today myself.
I get it. Get them liquids.
Yep. So I hear you. All right. Probably should get your interview going here. So let's do this. It is 7:16. Let us take a look at your weather. Pretty, nothing to write home about. Just flat out plain nice weather. Enjoy.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a frontal boundary overhead, and that means some cloud cover for us today, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not too windy. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-70s. For the overnight hours, some lingering clouds, but clearing up after midnight. We'll drop into the low 40s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine coming up for Friday. Pretty pleasant daytime highs in the mid-70s. Back to the 80s and sunny for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 41 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 89%. Winds currently out of the north, 5 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy today. Highs in the upper 70s, 77 officially, with winds out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Later shifting to the southeast this afternoon. Mostly cloudy tonight, then gradually clearing up with an overnight low of 42 degrees. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, mid-70s, 74 for a high tomorrow with southeast winds 5 to 10 in the morning. Increasing out of the south, 15 to 20 for Friday afternoon. Friday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 48 degrees and southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny and breezy. Highs in the low 80s, 83 for a high. Winds initially out of the west, 10 to 15. miles per hour. They'll increase 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 50. And then for Sunday, mostly sunny, highs right around 75. And looks like we'll be in the low 70s Monday, mid 70s Tuesday, and then low 80s by midweek of next week. So, I don't know. I feel like we're officially in spring-like weather. Of course, don't forget, the clocks change this weekend, and it's not the fun one. It's the spring forward, which means we lose the hour of sleep this weekend. So, but at least the weather, well, it might be breezy on Saturday, but it'll feel spring-like at least. That'll help, maybe. All right, it is 7:18. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break, by the way. Be my first caller right now, 575-578-1198. Again, 575-578-1198. And win a pair of tickets to UFO Expo this weekend, a $100 value pair of tickets, and it's good all weekend. You can go tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday, or all three. It'll get you to all three there. But be my first caller right now, 575-578-1198. Get a pair of tickets to UFO Expo this weekend at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. 575-578-1198. Call now, and then we'll take a quick break, and then our interview with the Roswell Chamber on the other side. Don't go away.
The mission of Country Club Road is to know Jesus and make Jesus known. We want to know Jesus better so we can become more like him and be moved to share Jesus with those around us. One of the words that best describes Jesus is authentic. This is a word that should describe Christians as well. Unfortunately, sometimes those who claim to be Christians are the most unauthentic people. We put on our masks and try to be something we aren't. Jesus came from a humble background. He didn't need to act like a king because he knew he was the king and eventually he would rule. Although he was perfect, he didn't lord it over them he encountered. Yet he knew he was something different. He was different from the religious leaders. He was definitely different from anyone they had encountered before. Those he met felt his strength, power, concern, and ultimately his love. His character could not be questioned without spreading lies. The truth always came to light. Let's strive to remove our masks and be authentically his in this world.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
At Artesia General Hospital, we want to help you feel better faster. And when prescribed by your provider, IV therapy can be one of the quickest ways to help you feel well again. Our infusion center services include antibiotic or allergen therapies, blood transfusions, and medication infusions for chronic conditions like Crohn's disease and osteoporosis. Whether you choose care at the clinic or hospital, you can expect a highly skilled staff and a private, safe setting with your comfort in mind. Referrals and appointments are required. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/infusion.
This country can sure be windy in the springtime, and we all know the best thing about wind is when it stops. Well, your friends at Roswell Ford can't do anything about the wind, but we can sure help you find the right car or truck. Roswell Ford has the biggest selection of nice pre-owned vehicles in southeastern New Mexico. Each one carefully inspected and backed with a 3-day money-back guarantee. We also have brand new Fords arriving almost every day, so you'll want to check with us frequently to be sure you don't miss something. And when your vehicle needs service, remember that Roswell Ford offers free pickup and delivery, so you don't have to get out in the wind. Or the Roswell Ford mobile service van can come to you and take care of most routine maintenance at your house or where you work. So whether you're shopping for a new vehicle or taking care of the one you have, you can't do better than Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation, at the corner of 9th and Main. Come see us, but remember to hang on to your hat and don't let that car door get away from you.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
Yeah, good morning. 15 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in the studio this morning, in official capacity now, from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, is Andrea Moore. How are you doing this morning?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. We appreciate having you. It is a busy time of year, like we're talking.
Absolutely.
We're saying springtime here in Roswell. It's about to get underway, and we're getting prepped for a year worth of activities. And the Roswell Chamber, you guys are definitely keeping your hands busy.
Absolutely. I totally believe that 2023 is our first year out of the pandemic. Everybody's ready to get out, start going back to events and meeting together in large groups and, having fun. Yeah. And so we are at the precipice of it at the Chamber and starting to roll out all of our normal events and activities that we saw pre-COVID, and we're super excited.
The beta test for what the new normal was going to be was in 2022, and I feel like now we're officially past that phase, and we're kind of into the practical application and kind of using. It's been interesting that the pandemic has sort of like gifted us with a few things that we didn't really have before, like remote learning and things that wasn't really a normal thing. So if you think about it, I'm not saying we should hey, the pandemic was great for us. We gained a few things.
Oh, absolutely. I now feel empowered to say, let's Zoom that meeting instead of driving for 2 or 3 hours for a 45-minute meeting.
Absolutely. Another thing it's done, and maybe this is maybe I'm just noticing this because I've been paying so much attention to it for such a long time. Downtown Roswell is going through an amazing transformation.
Yes.
Because I lived in the phase. I said this to somebody the other day, just in conversation. I lived through the phase in downtown Roswell where every other place was a payday loan shop,
Yeah.
Not to downplay our payday loan places. They're great, fine organizations, whatever. But it didn't feel like a downtown space. There was no life to it. And it feels like now there's like a life being breathed into it.
It really does. And when you go down the downtown corridor, you can see it's almost monthly or even weekly that you see something new popping up on Main Street that is serving a niche that we didn't have before. So I know me personally, and we at the Chamber are very thankful and excited for all of that.
Absolutely. It's a completely different approach to what downtown should be. And honestly, if you think about it, this is a town that we get so much tourist foot traffic.
Yes.
Having businesses downtown that are, niche shops, that are fun places, that are, places that are going to make somebody stop. There's a new soda shop in downtown Roswell that has, what did she say, over 300 different types of soda.
Yeah.
That is, I'm sure you've seen my office. I'm a soda fanatic, so I frequented that place. And, and we live in an age of TikTok, and everybody's I'm doing it. I've been doing it.
I see your TikToks.
I've been doing TikToks. I'm trying to break. Follow me on social, across all social at Sean Smalls 929. But it's one of those things is we all want to get that, scratch that itch and get that attention. And so having places like that are, they're fun. You can go grab, something, do a quick TikTok about it.
Yep.
But I keep telling these businesses as I've been going in and talking to them, if we can patronize them and keep them around until UFO Festival, that is going to be a humongous
absolutely
windfall come that
this
time.
Weekend is going to be a testament to the UFO Expo at the Chamber. We are selling tickets for $49 a piece for our local residents. So please come by and get your tickets because that's going to be a fantastic event, kind of to kickstart that whole UFO season.
Yeah.
Because we're going into spring break. My son will be home from college, so we're excited. And I know that that's that time where we're kicking off that spring break season. Our college students are going to be coming back. Our elementary and high school students will be having their spring breaks. So get out this weekend and go enjoy the UFO Expo. There's going to be great speakers. And then if I can remember correctly, he's going to have other things going on other than just listening to panels.
There's going to be a bunch of great panels, but there's going to be a lot of really cool talks. So several celebrities are going to be concerts, bands that are going to be out there. I think he mentioned yesterday, GDP is going to have a set out there. So it's going to be a great weekend.
Go, and like I said, come to the Chamber. We've got tickets, so you don't have to go online, and we're happy to sell them. But really, the reason that I'm here today is we are kicking off our Rise with Roswell agricultural breakfast. It's going to be March 23rd, so that's 2 weeks from tomorrow, if I can remember correctly. So it's coming up really quickly.
Right.
Our tickets are $25 individual, or you can sponsor a table for $800, and with a sponsorship, you get to have your logo on all of our marketing merchandise, on the website, on our thank you cards, on our placemats. You get preferred seating. You get to be on our thank you for being a sponsor slideshow that will run throughout the course of the event that morning. And since it is breakfast, it is early. It starts at 6 a.m.
Right.
And from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., we're going to be out at the fairgrounds at the Hobson building. AKA the new building.
Right.
Which I still laugh because it's not the new building.
But the new building, but yeah,
it is.
It is.
And our guest speaker this year is Matt the Gooder Guy Rush. And we always do it this particular week in March because it is National Agriculture Month right now in March. And we recognize and celebrate the abundance provided to our local communities through agriculture.
Absolutely.
And every year, producers, corporations, universities, government agencies, and countless others across America join together to recognize the bountiful contribution that our agricultural industry provides.
Wow, all that off the top of the dome. I'm impressed.
I know, see?
You learned. You did your homework.
And as Representative Candy Azell always tells me, if you eat, you're part of agriculture. So you really should come and be a part of this breakfast.
And this is something that you know, as we talk about how Roswell is so multifaceted.
Yes.
This is the fascinating thing about Roswell and southeastern Mexico entirely is how, you know, we're this green belt in the middle of a desert.
We really are.
And we have taken agriculture and made it into this industry in a completely different way. And it's fascinating when you actually dive into the agriculture industry as a whole here in Roswell, here in Chaves County.
I'm always amazed at how much agriculture, because people typically think, oh, we just have dairies. Well, no, we do have dairies, absolutely, but we've got small farms, we've got bigger farms, and our ranchers, you know, have all kinds of stuff. So we're running cattle. I see that one of the small, I guess, farms, hobby farms right here on the north side of town, they're running goats.
Yeah.
And my kids just laugh that, you know, that's in the middle of town. But, you know, we've got that everywhere. As you leave Roswell, pretty much in every direction, you can see some form of agriculture that they're either growing the feed for the dairy cows
that's how I know what time of year it is where we're at in the alfalfa fields.
Yeah.
You know,
the corn or the dairy. Like I said, as you go south, you see more of the dairy farms and things like that. So we really love to promote and celebrate our agriculture because those smaller farms and ranches are very quickly going to the wayside.
Absolutely, I agree. And here's one thing that I'm a huge fan of living in this part of the country. I take things in olfactorily. I love smells. They connect me to places. They connect. There's a certain specific smell about the growing season, alfalfa growing season in Roswell. It's a certain sweetness when you're driving around, like first thing in the morning. You know, the sun's coming up, everything's kind of dewy. There's that sweetness coming off the alfalfa fields. I love that. I'm getting like the hair on the back of my neck is standing. I love that. And that's one of those like uniquely New Mexican things that you only get to enjoy around here, you know?
So we really want people to come and be a part of our breakfast. This year we have enabled for our participants to be able to go online to roswellnm.org to our events page, and you can register online.
Oh,
so it's all virtual. You can go in, you can pay online, and you can get your individual tickets or be your table sponsor. As soon as you're a table sponsor, your logo goes right up on our website as a sponsor. And so far, I want to be able to thank our dairy producers of New Mexico, XL Energy, as our event sponsors. They have graciously helped us bring Matt Rush into the community. And Los Cerritos is going to be providing our wonderful breakfast.
And that was my next question.
Yes.
What's on the menu?
So we're going to have biscuits and gravy, eggs, bacon, sausage, hash browns, of course, gallons and gallons of coffee, milk, orange juice, all the accoutrements of what you would have as a farmer's breakfast.
That sounds delightful.
And I also want to say thank you to Eastern New Mexico Medical Center, IPS Shred Boss, ENMUR, Wade Irrigation, Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, and Farm Credit have all become table sponsors so far.
Awesome.
And we do have a few more spots for table sponsors, so please go online and register as a table sponsor, or you can always contact us at the chamber at 623-5695, and we're happy to register for you and get you up there. And like I said, immediately as soon as you become a table sponsor, or if you want to become a bigger event sponsor and help us with the costs of bringing Matt Rush and the breakfast, I'm not going to say no, and your logo will go a little bit bigger, a little bit further up. You get, more of that preferred seating. And of course, your logo gets put on our thank you cards, on our website, all over our social media, on all of our flyers. And that happens instantaneously as soon as you register for the event. And if we have not emailed you yet, once again, call me, let me know, because I have noticed that some emails have changed since COVID. And so I was talking to a couple of people yesterday. I was like, hey, you're typically a sponsor. What's going on? Oh, well, I haven't seen anything. Oh, well, I show that your email is blah, blah, blah. No, our email changed. Well, there you go. And so we send out those invitations, or in a couple of cases, we've just gone right on and registered them for, because we have that access, obviously, since it's our event. But once again, March 23rd, that's Thursday, at 6 a.m. out at the fairgrounds. Individual tickets are $25. Table sponsors are $800. And please come out and be a part of hearing Matt Gooder Guy Rush speak about agriculture and help us celebrate National Agriculture Month.
Now, who is Matt Rush? The name, it rings a bell. It sounds super familiar.
He is the creator of Western art and advocating for agriculture, trying to make the world a gooder place.
Oh, okay.
And he has spoke at the Rise with Roswell breakfast in years past, but it's been quite a few years since the last time he spoke with everybody. So we're excited to have him.
Absolutely. Yeah, give us a little insight, because the game done changed quite a bit over the past even just 3-4 years, just with COVID protocols and everything having to change in that way. It is fascinating how the agriculture industry kept going, throughout everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, and going strong. It was
absolutely
one of those, it barely saw a halt in many cases.
Oh, absolutely. And I know that, for example, dairy producers and a lot of our other ag related advocates are up in Santa Fe right now doing just that, advocating for agriculture and trying to pass the good bills and stopping the bad bills.
Right.
So that way our agricultural community, not only in southeastern New Mexico, but throughout our entire state, has what they need to continue to be the best that they can be.
A lot of people, we go, forgotten largely in the North 40. It's easy to forget about, little us down here, but we're the ones who are putting the money in the coffers for the, for the folks up north. So
yeah,
it's, don't forget about us.
Our little corner of the world. I mean,
right.
Like I said, leave Roswell in any direction, to go to Albuquerque, to go to Las Cruces, to go to Carlsbad or Lubbock. And what do you see in all four directions as you're leaving Chaves County and going into Eddy, Lee, Lincoln? there's a lot of ranches and agriculture.
Absolutely.
You know, especially that corridor going to Ruidoso. How many little farm stands are right along the highway, especially towards the summertime and into the fall, where you can pull over and get all kinds of wonderful goodies that are being grown in the valley.
Yeah, right there, right in our own backyard.
We've got Graves Farm right up the road that I just absolutely love and adore, and that's where I go for my fresh vegetables and stuff from them when the farmer's market's not open.
Right. You go back to head up to Ruidoso. I only get my honey exclusively from a specific stand up halfway between here and Ruidoso. You know, just because it's the one that I found that I really, really like. So, you go with the brand you know.
Got great immune suppression properties because it's the local pollen that the bees use, so it helps you be able to have a better immune system. 100%. So, absolutely.
So get your tickets now. Like you said, roswell-nm.org.
/events. Or you can click on the tab that says events, and you're going to see the Rise with Roswell agricultural breakfast right up there. Click to register. Super easy. I've done that for quite a few of our people that wanted to go, because I also wanted to know how to do it and how easy. The only two things that we are requiring when you register are your email and your phone number, just for obvious reasons. If an emergency happens and we've got to contact you in some way, we just want to make sure we have a good way. But we in no way are going to sell your information. Please rest assured that it's just for us to be able to contact you. And then especially after the event, when we send out our thank you notes and thank you cards, we want to know where we send the thank you for showing up and being a part of our wonderful event. Absolutely. Once again, March 23rd at 6 a.m. out at the fairgrounds. You can go on our website, roswellnm.org, or feel free to call us, 623-5695. We are happy to register you over the phone. Matt Good or Guy Rush is our guest speaker. We are so excited to have him. And once again, I don't want to forget to say thank you to our event sponsors, Dairy Producers of New Mexico, XL Energy, of course, Breakfast by Cerritos and Saul's team. It is going to be fantastic. And thank you to our table sponsors, Eastern New Mexico Medical Center, IPS Shred Boss, ENMUR, Wade Irrigation, Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, and Farm Credit. And of course, as you sign up to become a sponsor, then you too will end up on our list. You'll be everywhere on all of our marketing materials.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people are saying 6 a.m., that's so early. First of all, suck it up. Get up before the sun.
That's right.
At heart, you're a farmer if you get up before the sun. Secondly, I'll get out of bed for some biscuits and gravy.
Oh, I tell you, and it's a good spread. You are not going to go home hungry.
If you do, it's your own fault.
That's right.
One of my favorite comedians of all time, Jim Gaffigan, he has a bit about biscuits and gravy. He says, whoever came up with this as a breakfast item should be drug out of the street and shot. Somebody just woke up one morning and was like, well, time to eat cement.
Right?
We're just going to put cement on our stomach right the first thing in the morning.
But it will get you through the day.
100%.
You know, you guys think that 6 a.m.'s early? Well, let me tell you, the farmers and ranchers get up well beyond.
That's right.
Or I should say well before that time every day to make sure that you've got food on your table when you want to eat at the times that you want to eat it. And we're just so excited. So if you can hear my voice, then you are invited to our agricultural breakfast. Please contact us and come be a part of us and celebrating National Agriculture Month. Once again, roswellnm.org, 623-5695. You can see us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and our website. Please become a part of this wonderful celebration.
Absolutely, be a part of this celebration. And also, you know, if you're a local business, you are doing yourself a disservice if you're not a part of the chamber.
Absolutely.
This is, I will say this, you know, to the ends of the earth. I've been a part of and seen towns where, yeah, they got a chamber of commerce and yeah, they do okay. But Andrea and the Roswell Chamber of Commerce goes the extra mile for their people.
We really
every
try.
Single time.
And just ask if you come in and you're a member or you are a potential member, and we show you the list of benefits that we have. If under the particular level of membership that you want, if it's not exactly how you want it, talk to us. We are totally happy to make sure that your membership is what you want it to be. Right. And we can always a la carte and make it tailor-made for you.
It's not necessarily one size fits all.
Correct.
You guys make it.
Now, of course, when you look on our website or we give you the information, it is kind of one size fit all. But call us and say, or talk to us and say, I'm not going to need this, but I'm going to need more of that. Okay? Not a problem. Done. We can mix and match and make it what you want. Or if you don't see something that you think we need to provide for you, ask. Right. Chances are, if we aren't providing it, it's because nobody has asked us before. Right. We have tons of tools at our disposal that we would love to be able to go and help our local businesses and help our community.
That's what it's about. It's about keeping our local businesses alive. And
that's right.
To all those little, I keep saying little, I shouldn't say little, but those new niche shops that have been opening up, the ones I can't really mention because they're not advertising with us. I don't do payola. But those places, visiting the chamber is one of the most beneficial things you can do. I mean, they're going to do everything they can to help you, give you every tool within their disposal to make sure your business stays afloat.
Well, and one of the big things also about being a member is when we get phone calls or emails about, hey, I'm coming to Roswell. I'm either relocating or I'm going to come and visit Roswell. Where should I go? Well, we go to our members first and we say, here's all the places that you should visit. Here are all the restaurants that you should visit. And we go to our membership first. If for some reason we don't have something that's in a particular category, then we will reach outside of our membership. Sure. But that's one of the big things about the membership too, is that if you call the chamber, we're giving other members we're giving the members the information to, hey, you're coming in, you want to go to a restaurant, here's our restaurants that are members. Right. Oh, you want to go to certain entertainment. Well, here are the entertainment businesses that we have. And so that's one of the biggest benefits to our members is that we go to you first.
Sure. And, one of the other tools that I feel gets underutilized is business after hours.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of those things that, you get a lot of foot traffic in your business and it's a shindig.
And that's a member specific benefit. If you are not a member, we are not doing a member business after hours. Right. And I want to stress as well, because we have heard this quite a bit, you do not have to provide adult beverages if you don't want to. Right. If that is not something that is conducive to your particular business, business after hours are just as successful with or without adult beverages.
Right.
Really.
Because we can all just drink in our cars. We know how it goes. I'm kidding.
Well,
don't
you can,
do that.
I guess. But
the views expressed by Sean Smalls do not reflect those of Pecos Valley Broadcasting and staff or management. I have to make that statement.
You will also get pulled over by the Smokies because they are out there.
Right. I was just thinking about how we did it at the last wedding I was at. But folks, you're doing yourself and your business a disservice if you're not.
That's right. Come be a member. Come be part of. I mean, if you're not a member yet, come to Rise with Roswell Agricultural Breakfast on the 23rd and meet our members, meet our community. And we will have packets available for anybody that's like, hey, I want to check this out. Yep. Our entire staff will be there. So Kyle Whitefoot, who is our membership director, will be on hand that you can talk to him directly. He can answer all of your questions. Not that I can't answer questions or that Trace Jolliffe, our editor-in-chief for Roswell Magazine, Roswell Now Magazine, or she does all of our digital marketing for us as well. But all three of us can answer questions. But of course, Kyle is our membership director and kind of the guru of all things membership.
And another great, you just mentioned right there, another great perk of being a member at the Chamber is Roswell Now Magazine.
Absolutely.
That goes to every single mailbox in
Chaves County. So just shy of 30,000 households, we hard mail once a quarter.
And that is a very well put together professional.
Thank you.
I was in the premiere issue. I got to keep touting it, but But yeah, it's a great resource. So these are just simple resources that are available to you if you become a member of the chamber. So
absolutely.
Hit us with the number one more time.
623-5695. Ag Breakfast Rise with Roswell, March 23rd out at the fairgrounds, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. You're going to be done by 8. You're going to be able to get to work.
Sure.
I promise. We run a pretty tight ship. So we can get out of there because I promise I don't want to be there all day either. As much fun as it is, we do have work to do after this event. So March 23rd, Rise with Roswell. You can get your tickets online or contact us 623-5695.
Absolutely. 575-623-5695. Reach out and get your tickets, folks, because this is it's a once a year thing. It's a great celebration of all things agriculture.
That's right.
And,
great breakfast.
Yeah, and
a great speaker.
You feel so accomplished, and it's 8 a.m. You have so much time left for all these activities in the day,
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get
and
up,
bring
get
your
fed.
kids. I've brought my kids over the years, and they have absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
because they've got to get up and be at school anyway.
Right.
So my kids are up early anyway. If you've got kids, especially junior high-ish type kids, they're up at that time. So get them up 30 minutes early and drag them over to breakfast.
Exactly. Kids don't know what sleeping in is.
No, they don't.
Mine have no conscious mindset of it. But Rise with Roswell, March 23rd. Get your tickets now. Roswell-nm.org. Tickets are available, and they're going fast. Or sponsor a table, $800 to sponsor a table, and
That's right.
then you get all the perks of being the member mentions, being on the scroll, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Always good. Miss Andrea, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, we love having you here. And here's to a busy season because we're about to kickstart it.
That's right.
I think you mentioned it. The UFO Expo is sort of kicking off this season of activity here.
That's right. Be a part of it and come check us out.
I'm here for it. Let's make Roswell the destination that it should be, not the. And again, I'm not dogging on it, but not the home of payday loan places. Okay, I get it; they're great businesses, but let's breathe a little life into downtown.
That's
Roswell.
right. We're awesome. Roswell is great.
100%. Miss Andrea, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
18 away from 10 o'clock. That's a back sell thing that Mike doesn't do. He doesn't like to do back math. 18 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Let's pause and get you up to date with some local news.
Now you. The National Security Agency Director told the Senate Armed Services Committee yesterday that he's concerned over the data TikTok already collected and the influence it wields on over 100 million American users. Meanwhile, TikTok has launched what it calls Project Clover, an attempt to convince European nationals that it's harmless and is not spying on anyone, which is, of course, another bold-faced lie. Hey, for great content on the go, get my daily longer podcast. It's called Kim Commando Today. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps find the right people for your team faster and for free. Add your job in the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing. Did you know every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. The address again, linkedin.com/Kim, linkedin.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a frontal boundary overhead, and that means some cloud cover for us today, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not too windy. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-70s. For the overnight hours, some lingering clouds, but clearing up after midnight. We'll drop into the low 40s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine coming up for Friday. Pretty pleasant daytime highs in the mid-70s, back to the 80s 80s and sunny for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Over the course of the basketball season, we didn't really talk a lot about the NMMI Broncos, the JC team, because it really wasn't a very good year. But baseball season is here, and the NMMI Broncos are 19-1. Lots to talk about when you've won 19 games and only dropped one. They've got a couple of good players that are having really good seasons. Red Stokes, 581 batting average, 6 homers, 22 RBIs. B.Y. Choi, 559 average, 7 homers, 38 RBIs. The Broncos will play at Amarillo College, a doubleheader tomorrow, and then another doubleheader on Friday. Just came off of a doubleheader sweep in Las Vegas against Luna Community College. 10-9 victory on Tuesday, followed by a 20-7 whipping in the nightcap. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on Wednesday reaffirmed his message of higher and possibly faster interest rate hikes, but emphasized that the debate was still underway, with a decision hinging on data to be issued before the U.S. Central Bank's policy meeting in 2 weeks. U.S. job openings fell less than expected in January, and data for the prior month was revised higher, pointing to persistently tight labor market conditions that likely will keep the Federal Reserve on track to raise interest rates for longer. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said Wednesday it is opening a preliminary investigation into 120,000 Tesla Model Y vehicles. The U.S. auto safety regulator said the steering wheels in the 2023 model year vehicles, which had a low mileage, completely detached. The vehicles were delivered to owners missing the retaining bolt that attaches the steering wheel to the steering column. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
The mission of Country Club Road is to know Jesus and make Jesus known. We want to know Jesus better so we can become more like him and be moved to share Jesus with those around us. One of the words that best describes Jesus is authentic. This is a word that should describe Christians as well. Unfortunately, sometimes those who claim to be Christians are the most unauthentic people. We put on our masks and try to be something we aren't. Jesus came from a humble background. He didn't need to act like a king because he knew he was the king and eventually he would rule. Although he was perfect, he didn't lord it over them he encountered. Yet he knew he was something different. He was different from the religious leaders. He was definitely different from anyone they had encountered before. Those he met felt his strength, power, concern, and ultimately his love. His character could not be questioned without spreading lies. The truth always came to light. Let's strive to remove our masks and be authentically his in this world.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate, the scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays, a stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes, and insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in, and in the summer it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment, 575-755-7663, or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Nutrien Ag Solutions of Artesia is looking for a CDL driver to join their team. A CDL Class A with hazmat endorsement is preferred, but will accept applicants with a CDL Class B. Applicants without hazmat endorsement, please be willing to obtain one. Nutrien Ag Solutions is a respected and well-established company who values their employees and offers a generous benefits package, competitive pay, and will train the right candidate. To apply, stop in person, Nutrien Ag Solutions, 103 East Mill Road in Artesia, or visit online at nutrien.com. And for more information, call Andrea at Nutrien Ag Solutions, 575-748-3510. Equal Opportunity Employer.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores, and that's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
With high customer ratings, you can trust your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through March 26th, buy 3, get 1 free on select in-stock Sumitomo or Cooper branded tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers. At participating locations, no cash value.
Up your spotting game with the help of Zia Guns USA in Roswell. Zia Guns USA is now an authorized full-line Tacticam dealer. The same scopes, cameras, and spotting equipment that the big boys use on TV. So now you can capture your hunt like never before. Zia Guns USA in Roswell also has a new shipment of knives by Benchmade and Case. Come check out the amazing selection for yourself. Take your hunt to the next level with Zia Guns USA in Roswell. Closed on Saturdays but open on Sundays at 1907 North Main in Roswell.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 7:58, closing in on 8 o'clock here. News in just a minute or so here. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so, we'll have the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater join us. Weekend 1 of Jeeves Intervenes is this weekend, and then next weekend performances as well. Friday and Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. And then Sunday at 2:30, they'll have performances this Friday, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. And then again next Friday, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. So we'll have some of the folks from the Community Little Theater tell us all about that next hour. Giving away a few pairs of tickets. Got some more to give away, but UFO Expo happening this weekend at the Roswell Convention Civic Center, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Matter of fact, we'll have I believe Tom Reed will be joining us here with the UFO Expo in the 9 o'clock hour to talk more about it. But the events this weekend, I've got tickets to give away. These are our, the resident passes, $100 or $100 value, a pair of tickets, $50 each to UFO Expo. If you'd like a pair of tickets, be my first caller right now, 575-578-1198, 575-578-1198, 578-1198. Be our first caller. I'll get you a pair of tickets to UFO Expo this weekend. Good. All 3 days or 1 day or whatever you want to do. It'll get you in any time you want this weekend. All right. News is up next. We'll be back.
This hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Later today, President Biden unveils a fiscal 24 budget blueprint that would hike taxes for some Americans.
His trip to Pennsylvania is a sign that the president's budget proposal is a political message as well. One of the key components of the Biden budget is raising taxes on high earners to protect Social Security and Medicare. That's already shaping up as a key debate in Congress, where the Republican majority in the House opposes most of the president's ideas.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says Mr. Biden is also pledging to reduce deficits by a combined $2 trillion over 10 years. 3 Los Angeles police officers are hospitalized in stable condition after being shot and wounded during an hours-long standoff with an armed man, a parolee, who was later found dead. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is in the hospital after taking a spill last evening.
The 81-year-old Kentucky Republican tripped and fell while attending a Washington hotel dinner. His spokesman says a hospital has admitted Senator McConnell for treatment. In 2019, the GOP leader tripped and fell at his home in Kentucky, suffering a shoulder fracture. At the time, Senator McConnell had surgery to repair that fracture.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. Chinese President Xi Jinping calling for, in his words, more quickly elevating the armed forces to world-class standards. Our military affairs analyst, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis, says this includes nuclear forces.
They are not bound by any treaty, so their numbers of nuclear weapons and platforms in which they launch those are rapidly increasing.
At least 6 people killed in the latest round of Russian missile attacks across Ukraine. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 118 points, the Nasdaq ahead 67, the S&P trading 18 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We're entering a time of increasing hostility against people of faith.
a time when Christians are going to be tested on a moral and physical and financial basis, unlike any other time in our lifetime. I'm Lance Wallnau, Christian author, evangelical leader, here to remind you that you have to take action to protect and steward what God has given you. For example, record high inflation is going to continue to eat away at the dollar, and the savings of your retirement account is in danger. Fortunately, God does provide a way. To protect your retirement, I recommend diversifying your 401k or IRA out of paper and into physical gold. And the best way to do that is with a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. Now, to see how it works,
here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
the Senate has passed a resolution of disapproval that will block the new D.C. crime law from taking effect.
Democrat Chris Van Hullen argued the resolution is an attack on the District of Columbia,
which has its own duly elected Democratic representatives.
But Republican John Hoeven argued D.C. is a very special case.
This is our nation's capital. People come here from all over the country.
And when they do,
they should feel safe. They should feel safe in our nation's capital.
President Biden has already said he will not veto the resolution. Bob Agnew, Capitol Hill.
A Texas inmate is facing imminent execution for the drug-related killings of 4 people more than 30 years ago. Arthur Brown is scheduled to receive a lethal injection this evening, a state penitentiary in Huntsville, Texas. The 52-year-old was condemned for the June 1992 deaths in a Houston home during a drug robbery. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2, the deuce of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody. Even though I can't tell what day of the week it is. Some days it feels like Wednesday, some days it feels like Friday.
You're all over the place.
I am.
Left is right, up is down.
Cats and dogs.
Cats, dogs.
Yeah.
Pandemonium.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you're having a good one.
Oh, yeah.
A busy weekend, lots going on.
Yeah.
Of course, you'll be in Carlsbad.
Got to do a 4-hour event in Carlsbad for the Tape Ranch.
Yeah, and of course we have UFO Expo this weekend. Of course, Roswell Communal Theater's got their play opening this weekend.
84 for the high this weekend.
And supposed to be, Saturday's supposed to be a little breezy.
A little breezy.
But, temperature-wise, we've got no issues for the next foreseeable future. We're going to be 70s, 80s for the next... I've got through next Tuesday or next Wednesday.
Yeah.
And there's nothing below 70, with the exception of overnight for the next week here. So, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Spring about to be sprung.
And we trade off as we get winds to go with it. Don't forget, this is the bad clock change this weekend, too.
Oh, that's right. This
Saturday, spring forward.
Yep. This might be the last time we actually do it.
Yeah, they've been saying it for years.
Well, in this case, it actually might come to fruition because it passed the House.
Oh, the U.S. House.
The U.S. House of Representatives, the time forward.
Well, I think it did last time, and then it failed in the Senate, or vice versa. I can't remember which.
I think it's hung up in the Senate right now.
Yeah, or it was vice versa last time. I don't remember, but I know they tried this last year. And I get the state; they've been trying to do it. Senator Cliff Purtle, and now there's usually Senator Cliff Purtle, and then usually another representative, maybe in the House, that they each put up a bill for time change. Usually, one keeps daylight savings, one's standard time, and then usually they die in the committee someplace.
Right.
That's usually what happens. And in concept, I do want one time. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I've always been on team one time.
Team one time.
I want team one time nationally, though. I don't want to be Arizona. I don't want, because Arizona changes now, and I'm already confused. Like, if someone said, what time's in Arizona? I don't know. It's either an hour same time or an hour behind. I don't remember.
Right.
And I know it's daylight savings time, or one of them were the same time and one were not. And I'm like, that's just a confusing. And it's like, and then if we change, are we always with Arizona? Or are we going to be on our own? So now we're in a different, then it's like, I don't know, we're in New Mexico one time, in Arizona another time, in Texas another. That's just not going to work.
Standing on the border, I have no idea what time even is.
So, but if nationally everyone did it, then we keep our time zones, but at least we all know what, we crossed the thing. In Texas, they're still an hour earlier. You know what I mean? Let's keep that.
It's a lot easier to keep track of.
But yes, I'm all for not having twice a year to move the clocks forward or backwards.
In fairness, now I was going to say most of our clocks do it for us. My car clock doesn't do it. I'm sure yours doesn't either.
No, I got to do it.
Yeah, so the phones, they adjust, but car clocks won't, and the clock I have on my wall.
No other clock in my house other than my phone and iPads change on their own. No, I take that back. I have one atomic clock that I think usually does it. Sometimes it doesn't, though.
I screwed up. I went to buy my atomic clock on Wish, and what I ended up getting was an anatomic clock. It's a pendulum clock. I'll give him that. It's weird, though, man.
Yeah, no, I got to keep it by the urinal. But this Saturday or Sunday morning or Saturday night, depending on how energetic I'm feeling, I'll go through and change the microwave clock, the stove clock, the just the wall clock that's there, the alarm clock.
We're coming up on that special time of the year when for half of it my clock's just going to be wrong.
Yeah. My question is, by Tuesday of next week, will my clock in my Jeep be an hour behind or on time? Right. That would be the question. And the over and under on that.
You know what messes me up? Every time you adjust the hour on the clock, at least in my car, it restarts the second count for the minute. And what that means is if you're in the 37th second of a time and you reset it to zeros and it's counting seconds, that can throw your time in your car off by up to, it can creep up to a minute, a full minute or two off.
I'm not proud of this, but this is a little bit of my OCD. Okay?
You synchronized?
I do.
Really?
I'll sit there and get my cell phone.
Wait for it.
And as soon as it changes, I changes with it. I do that.
Okay.
I do that.
All right.
I'm a little weird about it.
All right, Mission Impossible.
I'm particularly not so much with like the Jeep clocks or those clocks, but my alarm clock in my bedroom. Yes, I try to sync it with my phone.
There's a scene in Scrubs where it's just a pan over where they show all the nerds at the nerd table and they're synchronizing the time on their Palm Pilots thing and sync.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm sitting in front of the alarm clock, and then if I miss it by a second, I'm like,
we gotta go around the horn. You turn into the pig from Toy Story. We went too far. We gotta go around the horn.
And then I'm like, do I just let it go or keep going? No, I've gone this far. I've got to finish.
I'll see you in 15 minutes. I got to set the thing.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
that's me. I'm like that. I'm very weird about certain things. I'm completely non-OCD about a lot of stuff, but there's a few nitnoidy things that if it's not just right, it drives me nuts, and that's one of them.
Right.
That's what and it's weird. It's my bed clock. I don't even use the alarm. I use my phone as the alarm. But I still want to know because I have one of those clocks that projects the time on the ceiling too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that would annoy the hell out of me.
If it was the blue kind, yes. But I specifically looked for the red numbering.
Okay.
Not the blue. Because the blue I can't sleep in the blue glow. I need the red light. So it's just a simple little 2:30 a.m. up on the top. This is where I
terrify our video viewers. I don't sleep with my glasses on. I know I age like 17 years when I take these things off. It's crazy. I don't sleep with my glasses on, so anything beyond like here is a blur.
Okay.
So all I would see is just a red blur on my ceiling.
I'm not gonna lie.
I would wake up, have to pick my glasses up,
and do that,
time, and then go back to bed. Or do one of these things.
I'm not gonna lie. As I've gotten older, it's getting a little trickier for me to see the number. I kind of do this at 2:30 or 4:30. I can't tell. And then I look at the clock and the glow. But it's I don't know. At this point, it's been there for years, and now it's kind of got to be there. You know what I mean?
Sure, I get that.
I've had it. That's the way. Like the clock died, and I went and got another one that had a projector on it.
I have not gotten up. It's funny now that we're talking about it. I have not gotten up to my alarm in probably a good solid half a year, to be honest.
Yeah.
And based on how my sleep is, I have to. I've been sleeping to. I'm going to try to find the video. This is what I will put on at night so that I can actually try. Usually stay asleep for the most part. It's one of these right here. It's just a sleep tone.
The crickets sound like my phone ring.
Well, that's why I focus on the cricket. If I can focus on the cricket, I'll fall out every time. But that's what it used to be rain, but I've just taken to listen to ambient sleep music now. That's the only thing I can stay asleep.
The two, when I was doing it for a little bit, the ambient noises to fall asleep, thunderstorm was the one.
Rain is a big one. Yeah, that's a doozy.
One of my other ones, campfire.
I like campfire.
Campfire was a good one just because it reminded me of my Boy Scout days and camping. And so you just sit there and you lay and you hear the crackle of the fire. Occasionally it had wood sounds, so you kind of hear birds chirping.
Every now and again you just imagine it. Just one of your fellow scouts' hands just drifting across your midsection. Jimmy, stop it.
That's Friday night. I guess our guest is here. Yeah. That's what I'm assuming he said. But I
can get the campfire. There was one time I was at a friend's house, staying at a friend's house, and we were in her daughter's room, me and the wife at the time, and it was stock silent. I mean, completely silent to a point where I could hear my like the blood flow, blood flowing, whatever. It was bugging me. So I went on my phone and pulled up a 10-hour video of an oscillating fan. And that, I slept like a baby after that.
Well, I have a fan going every night.
Right.
I've been.
That's the thing. Usually I do too because of the tinnitus. You know, when you work in radio and around speakers, you just get it. So to not have even a fan, I was just like, I need at least the sound of a fan.
Yeah.
That did something.
Good. Yeah. Although, no, just a tip. If you're going to use thunderstorm, which worked well, make sure you pee before you go to bed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will have to go to the bathroom.
That's good
about
advice.
10 minutes, you laying there, and you're like, all right, I got to go bathroom.
I've actually had to switch to gentle rainfall because the thunderstorm was causing a problem.
Right? You're like, oh, man. I'm like, don't think about water. Don't think about, I got to go. All right. It is 16 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let me give you the rundown for this hour. We're going to get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. And then shortly thereafter, we have the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater join us here. And they have opening weekend of Jeeves Intervenes tomorrow night. And then, of course, Saturday night and Sunday, and then all over again next Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday at the Roswell Communal Theater. So we'll talk about Jeeves Intervenes here in just a few minutes. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a frontal boundary overhead, and that means some cloud cover for us today, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not too windy. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-70s. For the overnight hours, some lingering clouds, but clearing up after midnight. We'll drop into the low 40s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine coming up for Friday. Pretty pleasant daytime highs in the mid-70s, back to the 80s and sunny for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 41 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 89%. Winds currently out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Partly cloudy today, upper 70s, 77 for a high. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, but gradually becoming mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 42 degrees. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny, 74 for a high tomorrow. Winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. They'll pick up 15 to 20 for Friday afternoon. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 48 degrees, southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Then for your weekend, Saturday, sunny, highs in the 80s, 83, but winds will be a little breezy out of the west, 10 to 15 in the morning, increasing 20 to 25, gusting as 35, high as 35 miles per hour by Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 50, and then mostly sunny and a high of 75 for Sunday, 71 and sunny when you head back to work and school on Monday, and mid-70s by Tuesday, low 80s by midweek of next week. So not too bad, other than a little bit of breezes Friday afternoon and Saturday. Pretty nice over the next several days here. All right, it is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break, and then we'll talk with the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater and talking Jeeves Intervenes. That's up next. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there, and try to spot the problem until... Or you can call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees, so that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer. The presiding judge of the Roswell section of the Pecos River Stream adjudication has issued an order allowing owners of a water right in the Roswell Artesian Basin to file their claim to an earlier priority date if the owner can show that their water right was related to a prior use of surface water. A copy of the order can be obtained from the district court or the office of the state engineer. If you believe that you have a claim, you are urged to contact your attorney for legal advice. If you receive a show of cause packet, you must respond within 60 days of the date of receipt. You may also contact the office of the state engineer for additional information.
There are 3 key phrases that need to be spoken on a regular basis in a healthy marriage. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, for over 20 years, Julie and I have been sharing these 3 key phrases, and here they are. I love you, I'm sorry, and I forgive you.
Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ, God forgave you.
You know, it's so easy to expect others to love us, to say I'm sorry, and to forgive us. But you know, it's really a gift that we give each other. You know, the Bible teaches us we sow and we reap. Sow into your spouse, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And then you'll reap a harvest in return. Someone has to start the process. Let that be you today so you can really enjoy your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Community Little Theater, I'd say we got the directors in today. We kind of do. We kind of do have the directors in today. Alethea Hartwell and Lynetta Zuber back with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How's, see, in unison. Community Little Theater, if nothing else, you'll get perfect in unison good mornings every time. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good. Well, I know you're probably excited, maybe a little nervous. We are about 24 hours away from opening night here for Jeeves Intervenes at the Roswell Community Little Theater. Performances will be tomorrow night and Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. and then a 2:30 matinee this Sunday. And then we'll do it all over again next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Same time, 7:30 Friday and Saturday night, 2:30 on Sunday. Get your tickets right now, roswelltheater.com, Theatre, fancy theater, not movie theater. And you can get tickets for that. And then, of course, love to have you hang out and read more about some of the stuff. When you go to the website, there's a little pop-up that says, you know, kind of just sign up to get updates. Click that. Yes. That way you can get updates, and that way whenever, you know, you don't have to rely on the radio or Facebook to get your updates. Whenever a new update comes available, you'll be the first to know. So.
That's right.
Yeah. So you guys all ready for this weekend?
Yes, I am.
What's your involvement in this? Because I know everyone works and does everything, even though you're not. But I imagine you're somewhere making sure something happens smoothly this weekend.
Yeah, I work on the lights.
Okay.
In that sense, and getting them adjusted in position where they need to, and getting it programmed, and training the lights technician and making sure they know how to
do it too. Yeah. So you don't have to be here every single performance.
Right.
It's kind of nice when you have more than one person that knows how to do sound or lighting or costuming or makeup or things like that. And
it helps.
So if there's people listening out there that love these kind of things, that don't want to act, love to have you come out and be involved. We'd love to have you, help out. And even if you don't want to be a role player on any of the performances, but if you love to do sound, lighting, costuming, logistics of making a play happen, we definitely could use your services. Yep. So please reach out. But for folks that have not heard, this Jeeves Intervenes. This is a fun romp. This is we're not talking serious Gone with the Wind. This is just a fun evening out or afternoon out for maybe a date or a family, and come out and enjoy it. It's funny, slapstick, level laughing, family appropriate, so you can bring the whole family out. You don't have to worry about. It's not like like the Four Broads. Those are fun, but maybe a date night movie or play, because that's that some of the humor is a little bit more for older audiences. This one's a more it's suitable for everybody, older, younger, anybody. Will be able to enjoy these jokes and everything. But kind of for folks that aren't familiar, set the story and kind of give the backdrop and the theme of this story.
Okay, so it's set in the 1920s.
Okay.
And we have a hapless, carefree bachelor who wants to remain a bachelor.
Would you call him a playboy, maybe?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I mean, you don't really get too much of that.
Because they're kind of affluent, right? They got a butler.
Yeah,
you've got to have some money.
Yeah, he is. He's quite fluent. So Jeeves is his man.
Gotcha. His servant, manservant.
His valet.
Yeah.
And anyway, his aunt wants to get him married off and procreating.
Okay.
So he does not want to, obviously. So she brings a girl, tries to get them to, hit it off, and his best friend falls in love with the girl. And then we have that going on.
The love triangle.
Right. And then the best friend, his uncle, wants to make a man out of him. So he's going to send him to India to learn about jute because he's lazy and doesn't do anything. And so they're trying to get out of that situation as well.
So it's really kind of like a rom-com.
It is, kind of, yeah. So you've
got
got all kinds of mistaken identity kind of going on, like switching roles of who owns the house and whose valet Jeeves belongs to, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
Cool. So probably a few little, twists and turns as far as just kind of ramping up the antics and just, it sounds like one of those stories that something very little at the beginning, if it was just handled right, would have not snowballed this thing into what it is.
Right.
One of those kind of stories, So it sounds like it's one of those. And then you love those stories, but you're always like, why didn't you just say this at the beginning? It's like, well, then we wouldn't have 2 hours of enjoyment. But that's another thing on this. But so if you love that kind of fun, just rom-com with that snowball kind of thing, then this story is going to be right in your wheelhouse. And I always say this every time, perfect for your non-musical type folks that don't want to come out and hear be sung to and all that. Like, well, this will be live theater that you'll love. It's it's not going to be not every lyric is sung and things like that. Right. So it's like watching a movie, but it's live with people in front of you. So please come and enjoy it, especially your newbies, your first timers, people that are a little resistant to check out live theater. This is the perfect type of play to bring them to say, hey, this is what live theater is. It's not all Les Miserables or whatever you see on Broadway. It's it's much more than that, and here it is. So not everything just because Hugh Jackman or Neil Patrick Harris hasn't done a version of it doesn't mean it's right. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean it's not fun and entertaining as a musical here. So please come out, please enjoy it. So, how's the cast feeling? How are they? I know, how's this week of practices going? And because this is that, I imagine you probably got a dress rehearsal maybe tonight or last night. We had 2 dress rehearsals. We had one on Monday and one last night. Okay. So, I think they're pretty close to being. Do they do anything today, or is this like the calm before the storm?
They are rehearsing tonight. They're just doing trouble spots.
Okay. I didn't know if it's like the walkthrough, kind of just the, all right, let's do the, nothing too deep because they're going to have 3 intense performances the next 3 nights. I told them we're not going to do a long rehearsal tonight. We're going to try and get home early. And get plenty of rest and be ready for curtain opening tomorrow night. Again, you can get tickets right now, Roswell Theater, theatre.com. Or you can get tickets at the door. However, after opening night, I always recommend advance tickets because we're people that sometimes we need to get hit up our head for, that's already, I better get ticket, you know what I mean? So the first night flies under the radar for a couple people because they didn't realize it started. So you can kind of get in, but once it gets on the radar, then people start getting their tickets. So especially the second weekend you want to pre-order, but just do yourself a favor, and the Community Little Theater, they love it when you pre-order. We do. Go to RoswellTheater.com and get your tickets, pre-order them. $10, I think? Or it's $15. $15. Very affordable, very cheap. Yep. And great date night or great family night, come and there's snacks and things, so if you want to, get some water or get something to munch on during intermission or before or if you do dinner afterwards or before, depending on what time you go. But come out, make a whole date night, make it a whole fun night out of it and get involved. So unfortunately, Inversive Dinner got sold out quick, and that happened already. It did. And how did that go, by the way? I think last time we talked, it was just right before it.
Right. So. Yeah, it went really well. Everybody enjoyed it. The food was fantastic. So that was Pecos Flavors did the food.
That's right. It was Cornish Game Hen. I think I remember seeing that.
Hens,
yeah, I'm a fan. You put chicken in small form, I love it better. I don't know why. Makes you feel bigger. I don't know.
Makes it feel more fancy, I guess.
You make a chicken that's this big, I love it.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, good. Well, it's always a lot of fun.
Good news is there will be more immersive because every production, which, by the way, we'll talk about here in just a second, they're going to be taking auditions here pretty quick for the next production, which we'll tell you about here in a second. But there will be an immersive dinner, I'm assuming, for that one too, and we'll tell more people about it as we get closer. And this time, if you missed out last time, you can get in.
Get your
on this
tickets
one.
early.
Yeah, that one you you got to be in the know a little bit. That's why when you go to the website, click on the subscribe thing, and you'll be in the know. And that way you don't find out, man, I missed the immersive dinner. Well,
right.
It was there. You just didn't hit your radar. So. So let's real quick, since we're talking about that, Lynette, what's you guys are now? Is it next week you're doing auditions for the next play? Okay.
Next week it is Monday and Tuesday at 6:30.
All right.
At the Little Theater, and this show is called Where the Lilies Bloom.
Okay.
So I have.
I feel like I've heard that before. Like that's a book or something, or
yes, it was originally a novel, and then they had made a film of it, and now it's also a stage play.
Okay.
And we've done this play before many years ago. I was in it when I was 16, so I have a heart for this.
Oh, okay.
For this show.
So this is a bit of a
love
passion project for you.
In a way, yeah.
Are you directing or starring? Or?
I'm directing it.
Okay.
So this show, I am in need of kids and adults. So really, I can go from age 8 to 80.
Okay.
Type thing. So it's the story of this family that's kind of living in the backwoods a little bit.
Okay.
And their dad dies.
What's the time period of this?
Oh,
is it modern times?
It was kind of written for modern times when it was written.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not sure exactly. I can't think of when it was written.
I would say 40s. Do you think
so maybe like post-Depression era?
Yeah. It's
okay.
older.
World War II, maybe.
So it's not supposed to be modern, really.
Gotcha.
I don't think.
Yeah.
So probably set like mid 20th century, 1940s, somewhere in that ballpark. Gotcha. Okay.
So it's so their dad dies, and the middle child, she's scared that the people in the community are going to split up. She and her two siblings.
Okay.
And so she comes up with this idea to pretend as if he's still alive and fool everybody that he's still alive to keep the family together.
I gotcha. Okay.
And so it's really cute. So it's a little, has some drama, of course. It is very heartwarming and with
kind of
the
that
loss.
Steel Magnolia tearjerker type
But it
vein.
But it has some good humor in it. Yeah.
Okay.
We have
again like Steel Magnolias where you laugh, you kind of get you the whole gamut.
There. I mean, you have to give one guy a tomato bath because he gets sprayed with a skunk. You know, so there's some.
Does that work? By the way,
like
I've heard that as an old wives' tale, but does it really work?
I don't know. I've never been sprayed.
I never
either.
I never had to put that theory to test.
Do you want to test it?
No,
I mean,
do not.
Okay.
Maybe we get Sean though. He's gullible. He's up for gullible. He's up for stuff like that.
We need somebody to come out with tomato juice all over there.
I'll get the skunk. You get the tomato. So it's a very, very fun play, I think. And for kids, it's a good one, I think, to get some kids started into theater as well.
So what's kind of the age range for the kids you're looking for?
So yeah, 8 to 16 really is what
does
I'm
it matter,
looking for
boy, girl, or does
At
the role?
this point, no. The lead is a girl, obviously, and she's around the 14 to 16 age. And she does have a younger brother, so just about 10 to 12 somewhere in there.
Okay.
But then there's a couple school scenes. No,
there was
the older
sister.
So you need some kind
I thought there were 4 of them.
Is there 4 of them? Oh no,
I don't remember.
I think you're right.
I think there's 4 kids.
But there's also some background.
But there's also there's the schoolhouse scenes that occur. So there's other kids
extras
to have.
and things.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you kind of they want to get involved but not quite ready to take on a large role as far as learning lines and all that, but kind of want to get their feet wet, we can use you as kind of a background here, and then get you maybe being part of the kids arts program, and this could be kind of that. I imagine you are going to tap into some of those kids for this.
Yes. We hope so, of course. But yeah, it's a great experience. I think, especially like my favorite experience in all the shows I've done was when I got to do a show as a kid with adults.
Gotcha.
It's a totally different experience than when you do a show that's just kids.
I can imagine because it feels like it's a different level. Like I made it to it's just like Thanksgiving. You got to sit at the adult table.
Yeah.
Or, it's the same feeling,
That's sense.
Very cool. So now, So you were in it the first time. So have you done or anything with this play since that time?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so basically you're like, I'm going to come back, but this time I'm directing it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Very cool. So I'm curious when you come back to talk more about this play. I'm curious to see what your experiences as an actor doing this versus a director doing it. Seeing compare and contrast. I'd be curious to see.
It is kind of hard at times because I had done Wait Until Dark. I played Gloria, the young girl in that one. Right. And then we directed it. She directed and I assisted her, and it was just like. You want the one who's playing the part you did do it good.
Sure. Well, that's just it, because you've got your vision.
Yeah.
And it's so hard not to put your vision on that person, because at the end of the day, you do want the actor to make it their own character and put their own twist on it. But at the same time, you're like, that's not right. It's this way. But it's your interpretation that you're, which may or may not be what the original creator of the the screenplay or the play here would go on to do. So it's but that's the beauty of art. That's the beauty of that's why I love, even when you see a play that has been done a million times by a million different casts, it's still something different because like Grease, for instance. I mean, that play's been done more than any other play known to man, I think.
Probably.
But you get 27 different Danny Zuko's every time, or 37 different Sandys. You just, they all, do some go the TV version and think the Australian Sandy versus, you know what I mean? Everyone, it's like clearly they've been watching the Grease movie a lot because they're emulating that versus the play or anything like that. So, but that's the beauty of it. You get that story, and so I love. Now this one's obviously kind of in that same vein, but doesn't have the level of Grease, obviously. But to have that, and that's the cool part about live theater is. So even though you are doing a play that everybody knows, it's a different interpretation. So you kind of get to look. It's like, oh, I like how they thought. They kind of redid this scene a little differently than what I'm used to seeing it. Yeah. Obviously. On plays that allow you guys to do that, because sometimes for folks that don't know, and this is where your support could be very helpful, coming out to these plays and things. Yes, the idea is to make money, but to keep the plays going. But there is a lot of overhead expenses when it comes to putting on a play. Depending on the play, some of your bigger name plays or they're going to cost more to do for the rights to do that. So when Grease comes to town, there's a set fee, and it says we got to pay X amount of dollars to do Grease. Right. Some of the plays you guys do work with that and say, all right, we got someone that, they're trying to get their work and be exposed, so they're not charging a lot to do it. But then there's others that, it's all supply and demand like anything else. The more popular plays are going to cost more. Obviously, the word Disney comes into play, and that adds a whole nother level of hoops to jump through. But it's quite expensive. So when you see, and they're charging $15 for you to come see a play, please understand that there's a lot of overhead. Forget the actual cost of the costumes, the light bill, the all of that stuff. Just the rights to be able to present this play to you can make the difference between making money and losing money on one of these. And so please come out and support these, because there's a lot of cost, there's a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears behind each one of these. But at the end of the day, to keep this program going, we need you to come out and support this. So please come out and trust me. Once you're here, even the ones that are kind of like, I don't want live theater. You know what I mean? That the Debbie Downers out there, or the male version of that, where Donnie Downer. I don't know. Whatever those people are, let's come out and check it out. Come see what's going on and understand, because that's the thing too, is you guys are great. The people that come, even the ones that are new for the first time to ever come up on the stage, they do an amazing job. They put their whole efforts into it, and not, I mean, sure, there's probably one or two that are retired and have some free time, but most people, this is not their day job. They're working, they're doing 10 other things, and then, oh, by the way, dedicating every free moment of their life for the last 6 weeks, putting this play together. or 8 weeks,
it's 8
that's
weeks,
exactly. So come out, support it, come out, and you'll be rewarded for that. You'll come out, you're going to be like, hey, what a great play. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Maybe meet some new people, make some friends, come on out. And by the way, because we're coming up on the next improv night
Right.
too. Isn't that just
Yep, just around the corner.
Yeah.
March 24th.
Yeah, so we're just like a week or two away from that. 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
right after the second week
2
of
weeks.
this, the next Friday night, come on out for Mission Improv. If
Which
you love
is a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you love Whose Line Is It Anyway, that television show, it's pretty much a version of that. That's we have a host, and then you have a panel of performers,
Right.
and then you give the host. They'll seek ideas from the audience. They'll have a few ideas, and then let the comedy ensue. That's
Right.
that's
Yep,
what happens, and so it's a lot of fun. So there's a lot. You know, for the next 3 weeks, you got something going on at the Community Little Theater. And by the way, I love go see second. If you come out this weekend, bring your friends back for the next weekend, and that's the beauty of live theater.
It's different.
Same
every
story,
time.
but a
It's
different
different every
performance.
time,
Yeah,
yep.
and I would imagine too. Some instances, it's like soup. You know how soup's always better the next day.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But and I'm not saying the first night's gonna be great, but as the actors get a little more comfortable doing it live in
Right.
front of an audience, they tend to stretch their wings a little bit as they get to the second week, and they get a little more comfortable in the roles, and they kind of expound upon it a little bit, and so
They do things they never did before.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, where
Especially-
did that come
Yeah, and especially when the audience is reacting,
Sure.
and responding.
You're getting a better feel of
it-
where the parts that are going to get the pops are.
Yeah, and it's like adrenaline for the actors.
Sure.
Because you're getting that response and that laughter that's occurring, and then you're just going to get an even better
You
show.
amp it up.
So
I mean,
it's almost
yeah.
like if you really want to kind of see is like go opening night and then maybe catch the final Sunday
Right.
performance
See how it goes,
right.
and see the evolution a little bit. I love that. And that's part of the cool part about live theater. And then and that's why you get repeat. Like you'll see some of the players that you've seen in some of their past plays, but this is why they do it, because they love they get that, and the reaction, they see what what they're emoting and what they're bringing to the audience, and they in turn get the warm and fuzzies from that, and they're ready for
right.
all right, let's do this again. It is a bit of an addiction, I'm thinking, for some folks like that,
Sure
to get that
is.
feeling. So
Yeah.
come on, be a part of it. It's really cool. And like I said, if you want to, after the performance, sit down, talk to the actors or director or any of the Community Little Theater folks there. If you want to get involved in any way, shape, or form, how about the board? Could you even use some more people to serve on the board at some point? And the way foot in the door is that come and start volunteering and things like that. But always
Come and start
looking for-
hanging out at the theater.
yeah, come and just see what's going on. And like I said, if you have no desire to act, no problem. Like I said, if you love painting, if you love sewing, if you love technical stuff, you love computers, you love that kind of stuff, engineering, sound engineering, light engineering, all of these aspects are very valuable pieces to the Community Little Theater, and they would love for you to be involved with that stuff, because that's the stuff between success and failure sometimes for you guys. The actors doing their thing, but without the role players or the people making sure the lights are in the right spot and the sounds going off when they're supposed to, and making sure people get to their seats, making sure people get tickets, making sure all of this has got to happen.
It's a whole team.
And if it doesn't, then there's no play. And so we'd love to have you a part of that. So good deal.
Good.
Again, auditions for
Where the Lilies Bloom.
Yes, you need some children.
Yes.
Probably like a teenage girl and maybe older middle school or older elementary school to middle school boy, maybe somewhere in that ballpark. And then what about the adult cast? How many are you looking for that?
Oh, good. Handful.
Plus
There's a handful.
Plus, they're looking for children to serve as actors, background actors, and extras and things like that.
And some of them have like a couple of lines.
Yeah, they might have a one line
or
something.
Yeah,
But,
so there's some small parts.
but if you want some kids to kind of get their feet wet but aren't ready to be Peter Pan yet, let's let's get their feet wet here and see if they love it and have fun with it. And then of course while we're at it, let's see if your child maybe won't be interested, if they do like it, to get involved with the Kids Arts program, the CAPS program, KAPS. It is a program that is put together by the Community Little Theater, and they have sessions each semester.
Each semester,
and then these kids learn. They use acting and theater as the tool, but they use them to teach all aspects of theater. It's not just about acting; it's about learning about costuming and sign, and lighting, how to script, even from putting together the scripts to how how all of that. They get learn all aspects of it.
Yep.
And so maybe some of that rubs off, and if maybe they have a career in writing, or a career in producing, or a career in acting, or a career in the sound and lighting side of it, being grips or things like that, and futures, and maybe in movies. They learn their sound and lighting experience at the community little theater. Next thing you know, they got a job up in Albuquerque working for one of them studios up there.
There you go.
That's very much in the realm of possibility here.
Yeah.
So if they're interested, come out and learn more about the CAPS program. Again, RoswellTheater.com. You can learn more about that. Get your tickets for this weekend. Learn more information about the auditions for next week, and of course all the other stuff too. So good deal. Is there something we didn't get to, or?
I don't think so. That was it.
But come on, Jeeves Intervenes is going to be a lot of fun. If you love just goofy fun, and you love that, you kind of love those rom-coms that get into a train wreck by the end of it.
Pretty much.
This is Jeeves Intervenes.
You can't look away.
Yeah.
But you can't look away.
Yeah. If you love those movies where someone like Jennifer Lopez and gets running down a thing, and then there's some heartthrobby guy like I don't know what's his name from Vegas. What's that guy's name?
I have no idea.
I don't know. There's a couple heartthrobby dudes chasing after. That's kind of Jeeves Intervenes. In that same vein of comedy and all that. Somebody turns into something at a water fountain, something like that. I mean, it's all that same storyline type stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Be fun.
Yeah, enjoying it. Well, thank you guys. Break a leg.
Thank you.
Can you say that to directors or just actors?
Yes, we say it to everybody.
Okay, I didn't know if it's just the performers that get to break a leg, or is that okay for
all of us,
sound and lighting and directors and everybody?
Everybody.
So, as long as you don't do it to the football team, that's when they get
right. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it, and we'll see you this weekend, huh?
Sounds good.
Get ready.
Thank you.
You guys will be critiquing in the back. The directors sit like in the dark corner and they just watch and just like kind of sit back and
notes.
Yeah, they're watching the audience. They're watching everybody. They're back there lurking. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right, it is 8:48. We're going to pause for news. Your Wall Street business update. Quick break as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The City of Roswell and its Water Maintenance and Transmission Department are looking for 2 residential water customers and 2 business customers to serve on the Drought Contingency Plan Task Force. They will serve along with representatives from the Roswell School District and the local Conservancy District. If you are interested, contact Robert Glenn at 575-840-3714. And the city of Carlsbad is celebrating a groundbreaking for the new 20-story walk exhibit along the Lake Carlsbad recreation area. The walk commemorates the cavern's centennial anniversary as a national park. Exhibits are being unveiled through a partnership with the city and the Carlsbad Public Library. The exhibits will be on display throughout the park's centennial year. They were produced through the support of a Western National Parks Association Events and Activities Association. They will happen all throughout the year and be announced on the park's social media. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a frontal boundary overhead, and that means some cloud cover for us today, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not too windy. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-70s. For the overnight hours, some lingering clouds, but clearing up after midnight. We'll drop into the low 40s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine coming up for Friday. Pretty pleasant daytime highs in the mid-70s, back to the 80s and sunny for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on Wednesday reaffirmed his message of higher and possibly faster interest rate hikes, but emphasized that the debate was still underway, with a decision hinging on data to be issued before the U.S. Central Bank's policy meeting in 2 weeks. U.S. job openings fell less than expected in January, and data for the prior month was revised higher, pointing to persistently tight labor market conditions that likely will keep the Federal Reserve on track to raise interest rates for longer. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said Wednesday it is opening a preliminary investigation into 120,000 Tesla Model Y vehicles. The U.S. auto safety regulator said the steering wheels in the 2023 model year vehicles, which had a low mileage, completely detached. The vehicles were delivered to owners missing the retaining bolt that attaches the steering wheel to the steering column. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate. The scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays. A stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes. And insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in. And in the summer, it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Your destination for health is closer than you think. You don't have to drive hours for personalized care. You can get high-quality health care right here, close to home, at Artesia General Hospital. From hip, knee, and shoulder replacements to sports injuries, general surgery, pain management, and wound care, our providers will help you get back to doing the things you love right here in Southeast New Mexico. Artesia General Hospital is here for you when you need us. To learn more about some of our key service lines, visit artesiageneral.com/closer.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
I've heard it said, speaking my mind is easy, speaking it tactfully, not so much. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Proverbs 15:15 says, a gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. Sometimes my greatest accomplishment is keeping my mouth shut. There are times when we argue that it would be easy to lash out. So I have a choice to make. I can either feed the fire or quench it with my words.
Julie and I have learned there's going to be arguments, but we've learned to fight and argue, not to be right, but to get the situation right.
So the next time you're in an argument, try saying something kind from a genuine heart to bring peace in your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. 54 minutes after 8 o'clock. Got a few minutes before we get you into news here at the top of the hour. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to talk UFO Expo happening tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, all 3 days at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. We've been giving away tickets. You know what? Let me do a pair right now. First caller, 575-578-1198, will win a pair of tickets to this weekend's UFO Expo. $100 value right now for free. You call right now, 575-578-1198. The pass is good all weekend, all 3 days. Come back. Not just one day, all the days. Come out and check out. There's tons of panel speakers. There's going to be cosplay, just all kinds of stuff happening. So stay tuned next hour. We'll have Tom on. We'll talk more about the event itself. But get your tickets now, 575-578-1198. Be my first caller. Get a pair of tickets right now for that. Some other things I do want to put on your radar in the meantime. The Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. We are running out of time if you want to get in on their scholarships for high school seniors, and they've got a scholarship for college students as well, too, this year. That's new. But thank you to the Linda Hayes Trust. They've been providing the funds for the Historical Society to do these amazing scholarships for last several years now. But this year, they've got quite a bit of money they're going to be awarding and quite a few scholarships to award as well. But the deadline to get your scholarship applications in is coming up March 31st. We're a couple weeks away here. They've had a 2-month window, February 1 through March 31st, and we're down to a couple weeks left here before we get you into the new month here. So they're going to be offering a humanities and art scholarship. One student's going to receive a $1,250 scholarship for that, for humanities and art. They're also going to be awarding 2 $1,250 scholarships for STEM. So if you're going to be pursuing things in STEM, then you can apply for that one. 2 students will be awarded a $1,250 scholarship for character. And then for college students, they've got a continuing education scholarship. They're going to award $1,250 to one continuing education student that's already in college that's continuing into college. If you go to the Historical Society's website, www.roswellnmhistory.org, and then you'll find the applications there. Again, the deadline to get your applications turned in is March 31st. And I'm telling you, we've had a few great applications already, and competition's always stiff, but they try really hard. Thank God I'm not on that part of the society that has to select the scholarships, because they do an amazing job reading all the different essays and things, and if I'm in there, I want to give it to everyone, but you can't. There's only so many dollars that they can give out, and so it's a tough job for the folks on that committee to select which essays are worthy of these scholarships. So I'm glad I don't have to have that job. But at the same time, I want you guys to make it hard for them. I want you guys to submit these great applications and make a workout for these folks, so good people get good scholarships. That's what we want. So please come and go to roswellnmhistory.org. You can shoot an email to historydirectoroutlook.com or call Amy at the Historical Society, 575-622-8333. Again, that's 575-622-8333, and get your applications, or if you have any questions about them, and get them turned in. Happening tomorrow morning, if you want to get into a Zumba class, the Roswell Joy Center, they're having the Val's Zumba fitness class. It's happening tomorrow from 9 to 11 at the Joy Center, 1822 North Montana. Cost of the class will be a donation at the door, so whatever you can donate is what they're accepting. Valerie Solis Ramirez will be the instructor for Zumba. So if you've always wanted to get into Zumba, come on out to the Joy Center tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Again, that's at 1822 North Montana. Cost is just a donation, so bring whatever you would like that you can afford to donate to help out the Joy Center, and come out for a morning of Zumba with Valerie Solis Ramirez. If you have any questions, want more information, you can reach the Joy Center, 575-914-0285. Again, that's 575-914-0285. So another opportunity to get involved there. Also, I do want to remind you real quick, NMUR Foundation Golf Tournament's happening, their 20th annual, happening April 8th. If you want to get a team in, reach out to Craig Collins, the foundation coordinator, 575-624-7304, 575-624-7304 to get in to be sponsorship or to participate in this year's NMUR Foundation Golf Tournament. All right, closing in on 9 o'clock, you're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A Senate panel has launched a hearing into the toxic train wreck that's devastated East Palestine, Ohio, and surrounding areas. There is a particular focus on the response by government and the railroad.
Today presents us with the opportunity to learn from this experience, address misinformation, and gain a better understanding of the long-term plan to protect public health and address the environmental impacts of this disaster.
Senator Tom Carper of Delaware chairs the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee. The panel will be hearing from Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw, expected to say he's deeply sorry about the impact of the derailment, while pledging $20 million to help the community recover from the disaster. Word of more Biden classified documents discovered, this time 9 boxes of sensitive papers recovered from an office of the president's attorney in Boston. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is in the hospital this morning. A spokesman says the Kentucky Republican took a fall. last evening.
Doug Andres says McConnell was attending a private dinner at a Washington hotel when he tripped. McConnell battled polio as a child and has acknowledged some difficulty in adulthood climbing stairs. In 2019, he tripped and fell at his home in Kentucky. He worked from home for several weeks after undergoing surgery to repair a fracture in his shoulder. First elected in 1984, in January, McConnell became the longest-serving leader in Senate history, breaking the previous record of 16 years. Jennifer King, Washington.
The number of Americans applying for unemployment last week jumped by the most in 5 months. The Labor Department says applications for jobless claims rose 21,000 to 211,000. That's up from 190,000 the previous week. Watching Wall Street, stocks are higher this hour. The Dow is up 92 points, the Nasdaq ahead 46, and the S&P 10 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, let's just say I've been in some hairy situations. And I believe right now the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome. A little Shatner there.
I felt that.
Yeah, in honor of the UFO.
After 9 o'clock. And I'm going to be high as a kite by then.
Rocket Man. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Buenos Thursday.
Maybe one of the best things that Family Guy ever produced was the shot-for-shot remake of Stewie doing Rocket Man.
Really?
Shot for shot to the point where he even did that weird thing that Shatner does with his mouth after he goes, and probably like halfway through it, they did that in the shot-for-shot remake. It's fantastic.
That's pretty good.
With his coat over his head. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no. I'm a rocket man.
I think he should bring that back, but instead of being Rocket Man, because he does commercials for the CPAP cleaner thing. He could be CPAP Man.
CPAP Man.
I'm a CPAP Man.
Elton John?
No. Shatner.
Oh, Shatner. Okay, right.
Yeah, not Elton John.
Right.
No, Elton John doesn't have to do CPAP commercials. I think he made no money off the song.
Sure.
No. Shatner does.
He's got a boy to hold his jaw in place when he sleeps.
He's got someone to snore for him.
Oh, boy!
Snorers? No, Shatner.
That makes much more sense.
Shatner has to do
makes much more
CPAP
sense.
commercials. Although, I think it's because he wants to. I mean, I can't imagine he's broke.
Well, it's probably at this point. It's probably like bad tax decisions.
Yeah, I mean,
just
how much money has he made at Star Trek conventions alone?
Sure,
signing stuff. And
but
everything.
Again, it's how good are you with your money? It's like look at Nick Cage. Half the reason he had to do the Spiderwick Chronicles or whatever the nonsense he had to do was he owed so much money in taxes.
Of course, Shatner's how old Shatner now? He's pushing. Is he 90 yet?
No, he's got to be up there.
Is he 90 yet?
Let's see.
Because maybe it might be he just didn't think he'd live this long. And he's like, I need more money.
Didn't plan for this.
I mean, because frankly, Shatner's not young.
Let's be honest. The way I was living, I thought I'd be out of here by 79.
He might be 90 by now. I'm not even sure.
Let's see.
He's got to be at least his 80s.
William Shatner age. He's 91.
91. Thank you. I knew he's got to be in his 90s at this point. Yeah. So maybe he just didn't realize he's going to live this long. And he's like, shoot, I need to. So here we go, CPAP machine.
I didn't plan for this.
Spock, I need more money. Give me some gigs. Sorry, I'm just going to do bad Shatner the rest of the time. Maybe that's it. Maybe he just ran out of money. So anyway.
I'm putting out a work fire.
Oh, good.
I guess when our phone was going off last hour, it was also going off in Artesia.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
We blew them up, too.
Thanks, guys. I love when we do that.
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Makes me happy.
People listen to my dumb jokes. Hey, if you need a job, I got something I want to put on your radar. Right. Next Tuesday, the 14th, the Roswell Chaves County Economic Development Corporation, best known as the RCCEDC.
Right,
they've got their Roswell Chaves County hiring event that's going to be happening next Tuesday from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center. They're going to have all kinds of jobs from city, county, private merchants, everybody else. If you have any questions, I imagine even if you want to get in on the as a hirer, you could probably still squeak in on that. Reach out to the EDC at 575-622-1975. Again, that's 575-622-1975, or shoot an email, info@chavezcounty.net. Not .org or gov, .net.
.net.
But again, March 14th, 3 to 7 at the Convention Civic Center. Be dressed to be hired. Just saying, when they have events like this, put on your good duds.
Yep.
Get your resumes and all your...
Get a manila envelope with a bunch of your resumes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Dress nice. Maybe shower for that time for the week.
I like to carry an old school briefcase, and I put a sandwich in there.
I like it.
A ruler.
A single buttered muffin.
Yes. A ruler.
Mm-hmm.
A calculator.
Right.
And one pen.
That's right.
Oh, and a not a legal size notepad, but one just smaller than that.
Just slightly smaller.
Yes.
So then just like a regular notepad.
Yes.
Right. Because a legal notepad is only slightly longer than a regular notepad.
And it's not yellow.
And it's not yellow. I have some of the white.
And the sandwich, if you're curious, egg salad.
Egg salad. I like it.
Yes, egg salad.
Going classy.
That's what I do. But you do you. Maybe put some resumes in there.
Again,
later.
this is my inner old guy coming out. An egg salad sandwich kind of sounds delighttul right about now.
Yeah. Although, if you leave it in the briefcase too long, I wouldn't recommend you eating it.
It's gonna
just to give it away. See, someone else could use that egg salad sandwich worse than you. But yeah, if it's fresh.
And never trust the egg salad sandwich that you get from the gas station.
No. That's if you need gas.
Mm-hmm. It will give you gas.
You're not going to Denny's to get gas.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get eggs. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Get your eggs where you're supposed to get your eggs. Get your gas where you're supposed to get your gas. And the world will be better. So, but yeah, that's coming up on March 14th. So next week, definitely want to get people involved and get out there and get your jobs, man. You're looking for work. There's lots of jobs out there. So, all right, it's 12 minutes after 9. Probably should go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. Spoiler alert, it's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be little winds, maybe Friday, Saturday, but not bad. It's going to be 70s, pushing 80 in some places, and it's March. So spring is here. Don't forget, got to move your clocks ahead this weekend. I'm going to keep reminding you because I'll forget too. It is 9:13. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have a frontal boundary overhead, and that means some cloud cover for us today, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not too windy. Our afternoon high will be in the mid-70s. For the overnight hours, some lingering clouds, but clearing up after midnight. We'll drop into the low 40s, and then we should have plenty of sunshine coming up for Friday. Pretty pleasant daytime highs in the mid-70s. Back to the 80s and sunny for the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 51 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 74%. Winds are calm at the moment. Mostly cloudy today. Expect a high of 77. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly clear. Expect an overnight low of 42. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny. 74 for a high tomorrow. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 in the morning. Picking up 15 to 20 out of the south for tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy and an overnight low of 48 degrees with southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Then for your weekend, Saturday, mostly sunny, high of 83, but breezy. West winds early 10 to 15 miles per hour. Later in the afternoon, increasing 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Sunday, mostly sunny, highs near 75. And Monday, when you head back to work and school, sunny skies, highs near 71 expected. And then looks like mid-70s Tuesday, 80 by Wednesday of next week. All right, it is 9:14. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break. And then Tom Reed with UFO Expo will join us here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores, and that's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
With high customer ratings, you can trust your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through March 26th, buy 3, get 1 free on select in-stock Sumitomo or Cooper branded tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers. At participating locations, no cash value.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from UFO Expo, Tom Reed with us, and Rhiannon Alley as well. Good morning, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Anytime. Thanks for coming down. Welcome to Roswell.
Well, thank you, man.
I'm sure you've been to Roswell before.
Yeah,
you guys are UFO experts.
I'm a newbie.
So this is your first time to Roswell?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No,
what do you think so far?
I love it.
Good deal. Do you have any New Mexico experience before coming to Roswell?
Absolutely not.
So you've been learning a lot about red and green probably over the last several days here.
Red and green?
Yeah,
as
that's
in chilies?
Yes. Yeah, that's the official state question, red or green. So
I'm very familiar with the peppers by now because we arrived on Sunday.
So you've been sampling some of the red and green? Do you have a preference or?
The green.
Red.
Hot.
Red for you?
Yep.
Yeah, and then you can go Christmas. If you can't decide, just tell them Christmas, and they'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Add them both.
I'm going to write that down.
Just tell them if they say red or green, say Christmas, and they know exactly what
Christmas
you mean.
We're going to do that.
in March.
Yeah, and it means red and green.
And what else he's told us to say that? Yeah.
But you are guys here to, of course, we want to invite everyone out. If you haven't got your tickets yet, you can still we've been giving away some tickets. I might have a few more to give away before now and tomorrow, so be listening. But coming up tomorrow through Sunday at the Roswell Convention Center is UFO Expo.
Right.
Think of this as kind of a UFO, like the UFO Festival, but
different.
Focusing mostly on the UFO, the educational side. Kind of like when you go, when we have UFO Expo in July, you kind of got the museum doing the science and the factual historical side of it, and then we got everyone else with their full hats and all that stuff. But this is the expo's a little bit. I mean, it's a lot of the research and that, but some of the fun with the cosplay.
It's more fun, actually. Yeah, we're trying to incorporate like 3 or 4 different things under one roof.
Yeah.
So we want people to get bored, right? And we want to add something different. We were asked to bring something new and fresh.
Yeah.
And so we were asked to be here. So,
So you come to town and you've got you're going to have a slew of experts.
Yeah.
Eyewitness accounts,
bands,
people that have experienced like I know one of the folks on the list, Travis Walton, who I've interviewed a couple times. It's Roswell.
Yeah, of course.
The legend.
And he's a fascinating story and a fascinating man to listen to.
Very good friend of mine.
And of course, I didn't know who he was I knew who he was because I watched Fire in the Sky years ago.
Yeah, who did?
Like I saw the movie back in, was it 90s when it came out, I think. And with James Gardner and D.B. Sweeney, I believe, plays actually Travis.
Yeah.
James Gardner plays the sheriff.
Yeah.
And the guy that's in I can't remember his name, but he's in Terminator 2. He's one of the buddies.
Played Michael.
Yeah. He's some of the big names from that movie. But anyway, I saw that movie, and so it was kind of a treat for me years later to talk to him and interview him. And then I actually watched his documentary that he has talking about the incident. And the one that blows me away, the factoid that blows me away out of his story is, there's a lot, but at the end, if you go to that crash site in Arizona in the mountains
I've been there
today, and you look at that place, the trees
the
are
rings.
smaller, the growth is different,
faster.
It's not that whatever radiation or whatever.
You know, there's a connection to that in my family too. I was actually there when we were looking at that with Ben Hansen and Travis Walton and I think Don Schmidt was there as well.
Okay.
And we were there when they first saw it and took note of it. And so it's kind of interesting because our case had some similarities. We had the corn grows 15 to 17 feet tall. You know, there's a lot of weird things that happen.
Wow.
Crap circles.
So yes, for folks know you have experiences.
Oh my
yourself
God, we have the very first case in United States history to be deemed historically true.
Gotcha. One that they can document or.
Yeah, well, there was an attorney that worked with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in researching or mining for source documents back to 1967, 69 in the Berkshires.
Okay.
And the lawyer actually came to the research center here in Roswell and did a lot of the mining here. And that information was forwarded to Massachusetts.
Oh, cool.
And they actually used that in their determination whether or not our case could be deemed historically true in itself.
Gotcha.
And because we were surrounded by manufacturing facilities that worked with the government, the space race, and the goodwill message that was left on the moon, those guys knew my parents. And so they would eat in our diner, and it was a secret space program, so people couldn't talk about it openly. So our diner became that little hub. And then it was brought before the United Nations on October 2nd, 1992. And the same day, my father died on the anniversary of that date.
Oh, okay.
And he was a politician and an attorney. So that's when everyone started to look at this thing with a microscope and contacted the Roswell, research library, and then the Record wrote about it. So that's kind of our connection to Roswell. So then we were asked to be part of it. We're like,
heck yeah.
So yeah, exactly.
So I'm kind of curious, but by the fact that your father was an attorney and a politician, did that get his foot in the door? Where you know what I mean? Like if some average person came on the street and said they saw an alien,
well, that's just it.
Or saw a UFO,
right?
They're like, oh, all right, dude, let's get you some coffee. Let's sit down.
Take
you know
it
what
easy.
I mean? But
medic.
But when a respected lawyer or politician comes in and says it, then people are like, all right, maybe.
Well, the thing was, it actually went over the radio back then. It was archived on the radio, and there were articles in the paper that came out about it. But it didn't get the press like Betty and Barney Hill or even Travis Walton or anything because it was a smaller community.
Sure.
And because of the space race, people couldn't talk about it.
Sure. There was so much government cover up with
and everybody was
Cold
filtering
War
money
and everything else.
They could lose their jobs if they thought that they were sharing information, right? So it was hushed. And then, I don't know, I'd say when my father passed on the anniversary of it being mentioned in support of Cash and Landerman and the Hudson River Valley sightings, then because, like you had mentioned earlier, to circle back to your point, that because he was political and knew people. I mean, I went to the governor's mansion for coffee. I had to stay in the kitchen when my father schmoozed in the living room, but I was still welcome there.
Sure.
And Christopher Dodd, the senator, was a friend of my father's.
Okay. Were you a child at this point, or were you an adult?
No, I was 10.
So you got to
almost 10.
So you got to probably hear and see, because a lot of times, the kids in the room kind of thing.
God.
Well, you probably got to be the fly on the wall for a lot of cool conversations.
And the cool thing about it was when I was really young, we had a jukebox. So being in the country, if you wanted to listen to rock and roll, right? This is a rock station, right? Or talk radio, whatever. We're all And so you would come into our diner and throw a quarter in a jukebox and hang out, and you'd be surprised because there was locals, right? Like there was this mix, this dynamic, because you had those farmers that were kind of, no, there's no way this is happening, and then you had the more astute coming in that were hired, to work for these manufacturing facilities, capacitors, whatever it was that they were manufacturing for space race, and they'd sit in there, so they're articulate, and these guys are dropping F-bombs, and these guys are talking, and next thing you know, there were fights that broke out in our diner. So there were police reports to document the friction about the UFO case in our diner. So there were actually, I wouldn't say police reports, but statements.
Sure.
And so when you compile
testimony,
so when you compile all this, you're like, these people made, or the people who manufactured or forged the medallion, the goodwill message that was left on the moon 6 weeks after this incident. you're like, or before it actually, you're like, depending on how you look at it, the incident came 6 weeks before.
Sure. It feels awful coincidental, doesn't it?
Yeah, but people are all looking up. They know this is happening. They know that we're going to the moon, and it was a holiday. It was Labor Day. And so you have all these people that were outside at barbecues and that sort of thing. And they're all like people they wouldn't normally hang or associate with. And so it wasn't like this family said this or these people said that. You're looking at, 20 or 30 people in a 4-H horse show, for instance, that all said they saw it. People at a country club. And so with that, I really support Roswell because I know these things are for real.
Sure.
And for Roswell to support me is like an honor.
Sure.
There's a really cool kinship there because my father would be honored today to know that Roswell had our back.
Sure.
And because of what he was actually advocating this incident at the UN.
Sure.
And so the city or the town, if you will, kind of wanted to pay something forward to him. And then, here we are 7 years later talking to you in Roswell about us bringing an event here.
Well, I would even argue that because, you look at the news nowadays and like your story happened before they put these things out. And now here we are 20 years later.
Yeah.
They're actually, you see the government now saying, hey, here's
disclosure.
Yeah, we're disclosing some things that the military have seen or so. So it's kind of jiving with what you're saying. It's like, look, they've been knowing about this stuff for years.
Oh my God.
And we're now getting to a point where they're saying, all right, here's some of the stuff we're seeing. It's been some time has passed. Right. People are dead now. We can show you some of the stuff that we've been seeing or what been reporting to us. And you look at the Roswell incident and kind of the consensus when you talk to a lot of people. It varies and things, but a lot of people, because of the nuke testing that was going on, Alamogordo area and all that, that's what kind of drew the eye of aliens and things coming here saying, what the heck are these people up to? They're seeing mushroom clouds and they're thinking, what's going on over here?
Something is.
And so that's what a lot of people say, the logic or the motive was for why they were here. And it very much lines up with something plausible. And I've always been, I've never seen aliens. But I've always been of the mindset that it's very narrow thinking to think of all the planets, the galaxy, the immense size of what this is, and we're the only intelligent life out there?
Yeah, after 5 global extinctions, we still have over 8 million animals.
How narrow-minded is that thinking?
Yeah. Think about that, too, like to your point.
Yeah.
5 global extinctions, was that about right?
Yeah.
And so here we are with 8 million species, right? It's like Earth is our galaxy's arc.
Sure.
Right.
Right? Well, they're coming from somewhere. But they just pop up out of nowhere.
Sure.
Right? We're finding new species all the time.
Sure.
So,
it's that's just it. There's so much we don't know, and until we do, but that's what's great. So, and that's what I think people love about coming out to UFO Expo, because you get to hear your story plus Travis's and plus a bunch of other people, and when you have that many people in one room that all have unique experiences, but there's a
camaraderie,
and also some similarities. Like I'm sure your story, Travis's story. There's different stories, but at the same time, there's a lot of common things that put the stories together to say, all right, why are all the same people, different experiences, but seeing some of the same stuff, know, kind of, like the argument between greens and grays and all that that kind of
red
thing.
Chili, green chili.
Yeah.
The Christmas experience.
Yeah. But
extraterrestrials.
But it's kind of like, the UFOologists and things are like, the grays and what eyewitness reports say these are gray, not little green. I know little green men's fun to say and sells great T-shirts and all that, but by almost to a person that have experienced their own individual things, they kind of go back to seeing the gray men, which I
get it.
There's too much coincidence for me to just not take at least understand something's going on.
There's a lot of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But what's nice is that it's now starting to be household topics.
Exactly. People are.
It's no longer hush hush. It's no longer, if I'm going to talk about an alien or a UFO, people are going to think you're whacked.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that anymore. We run into people all the time, just the average Joe, and they're like, oh, I had an experience or I saw something in the sky. And now it's becoming more of a huge global community.
Sure.
Global.
Right. When it used to be a little
topics.
message in my mailbox, now they actually knock on the door.
So for you guys, and you know what, Rihanna, I didn't really get a chance to kind of have people explain your story too. You were talking about you're a newbie here to Roswell, but kind of how? All right, tell us how How'd you get sucked in?
Okay, how did I get sucked into the mothership? I was actually living in Israel for 8 years, and I was the ambassador for the foreign community for a couple of years, and I ended up connecting with him in Florida
through a mutual friend.
About 3 years ago,
Yeah,
through a mutual friend.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off right away. And the first time we met, he's like, would you help me with my UFO Expo as the event director? And I said, absolutely. Let's get the show on the road. So we ended up making a huge conference down in Palm Coast, Florida.
Okay.
Then Roswell came in and invited us to partner with them, invited us to come up here. So we thought, what are we going to do here? We already have an event that we're ready to launch. We had to cancel it and move it up here. And that's what we've done for the last, 6 months is marketing
Getting
and
this thing ready.
connecting and trying to build another festival to Roswell to help stimulate the local community.
Well, and I kind of look at it as like UFO Festival can get people's foot in the door. And then then this is an event that you can kind of follow up with and say, all right, I really enjoyed what I saw at UFO Festival. I'd like to go another level into that research and talking a little bit. And UFO Expo kind of gives people that opportunity.
Well, Expo 2 isn't really, we work hard and play hard.
Sure.
We've got
it's a lot of fun too. Don't get me wrong.
The UFO Expo doesn't have individual speakers like they do here. We have what's called tracks.
Gotcha.
So we have multiple screens. You have one person in the middle speaking, and you have multiple screens. So you'll do it.
So it's kind of like an a la carte. You can walk around and check out at a particular moment a particular event going on, and if that doesn't,
we have multiple things going on at the same time. So if you get bored, you can do this.
Sure, you can wander over to the next thing.
But as far as the talks go, just so you understand this, so we've got multiple screens. So let's say you're talking about Travis Walton's incident, which you remember the
Okay.
And so maybe we bring in Mike over here, and we got Travis talking here, and somebody else from the truck over here, or maybe it's the sheriff or guard, whoever it is about that film, and you show a clip and you talk about it, and you zoom in other people so that the audience gets to interact with people they normally never would have seen.
How cool! So it's a different immersive experience.
Yeah, we sit on chairs, big white leather chairs and stuff, and a table between us. It's not the podium.
Right.
To go down memory lane. We wanted to make it more interactive.
Sure.
Right? So we brought
It's
that
just
in.
not tables with here's my book, come get my book.
No.
Come, yeah,
There's
it's
a
cool.
little bit of that. Because everybody's got a table.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, we got a rock and roll band. We got we got music going outside. We got an individual player out there. We got the cosplay thing.
Yes,
we got a film
Galacticon
fest.
folks that gotta have the cosplayers there. Come on down.
And it's primarily a film festival. So like James Woods and Melissa Tittle, who just finished Code 12, we're going to debut that film.
Oh, nice.
So it becomes more of a like a retreat.
Sure.
Right? Because we don't want people to just sit on fold-out chairs all afternoon and listen to somebody. That gets boring, right? Then
Absolutely.
Then you want to leave. But
then it sounds like school.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're also doing a shot with Travis, right? Or and listen to some music and then taking a break and so what we did is we scheduled multiple things for multiple days. So if you see one thing, you don't miss another.
Gotcha.
Right.
So and by the way, that's what's saying you get your passes and it's good all 3 days. So you come out Friday for some stuff and then come back Saturday and then come back Sunday. You'll get a different experience each and every day. So if you can only make one day and come out. But if you do have time, come out all 3 days. Come see the different speakers. Come out, come and cosplay if you want. You want to get in your costumes and have fun and wander. This is part of that too. It's going to be great food. It's all inclusive. You really, once you're there, you got everything you need there, and you can hang out till they kick you out at the end of the day. Here,
it's kind of like a backstage pass.
Yeah,
really.
And then what I love about it too is you get to sit down and talk. Like get back to Travis. I love talking. Like I got the interview, so I talked him off. He's a funny dude. You get to talk to him, but every time I look at him, and even when you're talking to him normal, he's just, I don't know if you call it like a PTSD stare. Maybe that's the best I can describe it. You look at him and talk to him, and he looks at you like a guy who's seen something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't quite put your finger on it.
But something.
You just even if you didn't know a thing about Travis, didn't know him you just happened to run into him at Burger King or McDonald's or something, and you just look at him, and you're like, something happened to that dude. He's seen some things, and you just the way, you know what I'm saying? I know this sounds weird, but it's like you just look at him, and he just looks like a man that's got a lot on his head.
Authentic about it.
Yes, and that to me is just like the selling point. To me, it's like everything that happened to this man, I completely believe because. Why would he lie about it? Even this years later, I mean, his buddies were about to go to jail for him disappearing. I mean, it was a whole he was about to hit for murder charges. It It was an insane deal, and that's just one story. There's 20 others of these same types of stories that you're going to be hearing and seeing from the different experts and speakers. And then you got guys like your dad who come from that that a little bit of science side to it. Where we get we get like your Stanton Freemans of the world, where they're taking the DNA and they're going through the science of it, and they're it's like I think there's a guy at NMMI that they had some rocks they pulled out from the crash site. And they can't identify like the things in this rock.
What about that?
They're not on the none of our elementary charts. They're not. Like you can't go to our periodic table and say that's cobalt.
Was it Frank Kimpler?
I think so. I don't remember.
He's local here, right? He lives here.
Yeah. And he was a professor at NMI.
Yeah, that's him.
And how do you explain that one? How do you explain there's not anything on the earth that we know of that's made out of that material? And
don't you think we're beyond believing? We know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
we all know.
We're just waiting for either Independence Day to happen or Close Encounters. I'm not sure
so
which,
many
but
people
we're all
say
waiting
to me,
for one of
we
those.
want our government to disclose. Yep. Do you really trust your government? I mean, do I really want them disclosing anything?
I think they already have.
I think in a way they did. But whistleblowers, right? But I think there's a race now because you've got Elon Musk, you've got these other independent companies that are reaching out to space, so they don't want to come in second to them revealing something because NASA's like, we've been doing this for years, you never saw anything?
Sure.
So I think there is that pressure.
And events like the UFO Expo, you can't shut that down. I mean, you have too many people
behind
that are credible enough to hear their stories, and you can't discredit that.
Right.
The government can throw smoke screen or whomever can throw any smoke screens they want out there, but when you have that many people sharing stories that are similar in nature, different stories, but a lot of common details. You can't discredit. You just can't discount that.
And what's nice about our get together too, this UFO Expo, it's more boutique, right? It's a little bit more personal.
A little bougie.
Well, it is because
more intimate.
But I know what you mean.
It's not so big that it's impersonal,
right?
And it's not so big they rush somebody off the
stage. Like if you want to sit and talk to someone, you want to learn more about it. It's very casual, easy.
It's
that
all
way.
under one roof.
Yeah,
you can come, have a drink, like I said, watch a movie. You can sit right next to Mike Barra and watch a screening. You can't do that at Alien Con.
Yeah,
too many people.
Right. Sure, and certainly, really, UFO Festival doesn't give you that kind of opportunity because there's so many people, wanting their time and wanting things. So you get like a minute with them. At this, you'll have time to sit and chat with them, hear the stories, ask questions. If it's a panel discussion or video or whatever it is, you get fully immersive into whatever that particular topic.
We even
is.
got.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
This is the Close Encounter Expo.
Up close and personal encounter.
But people are also going to be able to, remember Stevie Ray Vaughan and his brother Jimmy Vaughan?
Yeah.
Well, his son Tyrone Vaughan is a friend of mine.
Cool.
And he donated a guitar from the family Jimmy and his.
Oh wow.
And so we're raffling that off.
Oh,
and,
cool.
So Tyrone Vaughan is doing a video, and we're going to play that video, and then it's going to be raffled off, by somebody locally here.
Okay.
Who. Just before the band plays.
Oh, cool.
And then, how often, do you see something like that? And then we got Rita King, the daughter of B.B. King. She's actually zooming in to talk to people during my track.
Oh, cool.
I call it a track. So how many people are going to say, I spoke to, B.B. King's daughter?
Sure. Just curious, are these siblings believers too, or they've had their own experiences?
Well, Rita King is a backer of my park. I've got a UFO park in Massachusetts with a marker because we made history.
Okay.
She's a backer of that park, and we're going to announce that as well.
Cool.
And I'll tell you something else that we have never announced except for Clyde Lewis the other night.
By the way, we heard you on Clyde last night. Yeah.
There's so many commercial breaks.
Clyde's been a couple times. He's a fun dude.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
man.
he's a fun guy to talk.
I did a show with him in Portland. Or McMinnville. But we talked a little bit about how the Roswell Daily... This is what's so cool about this. There is a long-lasting friendship between our family and Roswell in general. Certainly with the museum.
Sure.
Because they back our park.
Sure.
And so with that, I'll just let you guys know today that the Roswell Daily Record is actually co-authoring our book.
Oh, cool.
Because they played a part in it becoming historically true.
Their front page of that paper is one of the more famous... artifacts from the crash incident. It really is.
That's Toby over there is going to help me write it.
You look at newspaper headlines that are famous around the world. Obviously the Kennedy assassination is one of them. But I got to say that the Daily Record's UFO incident one's got to be in the top 10
global.
there. It's a global front headline looking thing. So and they always get in part in their involvement in that incident and things. So it's good to see because it's who knows what that leads to. Maybe it's someday you know how they have sister cities and all that.
Sure.
Maybe Roswell would become one of those.
Oh yeah, they have those already. They go, so and so's Roswell. When you know you're famous, when everybody wants to copy you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I feel bad for Roswell, Georgia. They probably get a lot of our flack.
That's not far from me. That's not far from me. It's 2 hours from me.
Didn't they call us for UFO Expo?
Once in a while, I accidentally stumble on their police department's Facebook page thinking it's ours. And I'm like, no, wrong one.
So you're doing the news, and you're like, shooting down here on. I don't know where that mall is.
Yeah, I was like,
that's not our mall.
Where's all that green coming from? That's not us.
I am so sorry, guys. We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, that's Georgia. I should have known by the grass.
Yeah, darn it. Now you feel so stupid.
But anyway, would love to have you come out. Again, it's going to be tomorrow through Sunday. What's the hours for each day at the convention center?
Well, I think we're open up tomorrow, probably around 1 or 2, something like that.
Okay.
And then we're going to have, it's going to be more outside. We're going to have some music out there. That kind
the
of thing.
weather's going to cooperate.
Yeah,
Thank
let's hope
goodness.
so. Knock on particle board, right?
Yeah.
This is what. So anyway, then Saturday, same thing. I think 10 to probably midnight. That's the big day. And then Sunday, we're going to have like a round table recap.
Okay.
And I'll do some drinks with everybody. I'll get pictures with everybody. We got a big step banner. We got the robots there. Frank is bringing the robots.
Nice. So you're going to come and bring the kids.
Sunday's like, let's wrap it up, get some pictures and stuff like that.
Cool.
We're not charging for photos either like other places. That's what's really cool about this. We try to keep it really affordable.
Sure.
That's the thing. We really are like bottom dollar on for an event of this nature.
It's really about, sure, you want to make money and you want to make sure all your vendors
just cut
make
even
money.
would be nice.
But at the end of the day, it's about getting the information, getting people, getting it on people's radar, and so it's
and this community can would like to see, I think, more than one UFO event a year.
Sure,
and that's one of the reasons we were brought here too, because this there's only so many flights during the 4th. There's only so many hotel rooms.
That's true.
So why not bring something else in that's a little different, but in the same flavor, but not a competitor, if you will, but something that complements.
Absolutely.
And see how it goes. And I've got so many freaking cool people here, like yourself and a bunch of other people. It's really a cool place.
It's a fun town.
It is.
It's a small. It's like I was talking the other day. We're a town of 50,000 with a small community with a big minefield that still acts like a small town sometimes.
That's internationally recognized everywhere.
Yeah, you
movies made about you guys are like etched in.
Yeah,
in
you go to Africa or probably even Antarctica, and someone's like Roswell, New Mexico.
Roswell?
I know that. Yeah,
exactly.
It's like landing on the moon.
So I got curious. Is it what you thought it was? Since it's your first time to Roswell, is it?
She's been working the whole time.
So you probably haven't seen much of Roswell. I mean, like seen, just other than travel.
I'm still waiting to go to the McDonald's.
Oh, you been to the UFO McDonald's?
No, I drove by it. He drove by so fast. I'm like, hey, slow down.
I don't know. On Fridays, McDonald's does sponsors the show, so we get free food on Fridays. But
you get free food from McDonald's? What Friday? Can we get back?
Yeah, come on by tomorrow morning. But I've been addicted right now. For a limited time, they've had blueberry cream pies. They're fried pies.
Yeah.
They got a blueberry cream one.
Nice, tasty.
Oh, just go in there and get one of those, and walk around and look, and then eat that and leave. You'll feel guilty because it's.
Well, we're gonna actually be there. Some of us are gonna be there on Saturday.
Oh, that's right. You're gonna have some stuff out there on Saturday.
Yeah, well, we're working with Barbara Gomez and Main Street Roswell. Super cool people, man. They're the best, man. And
We've had a
Elaine
lot
from
of good support.
Galacticon, my God, man.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
awesome. So we're going to be having some of our guys go to certain locations that Barbara would like them to go to.
Okay,
McDonald's is one of them. So I think Mike Barra and I are going to be there on Saturday.
Okay.
And then Frank's going to be at the museum.
Well, don't leave it out of there without a blueberry cream pie.
And I'll be holding the fort down at the convention center.
You recommend
It's a 10. I love that thing. It's like crack.
Crack at McDonald's.
Right. It's McDonald's version of crack.
Get it
Blueberry
today.
cream pie.
Yeah, get it today.
And then, but don't forget too, there's going to be food and everything. So when you do get your hanker for some food at the expo, there's going to be plenty of places for you to
We're having
get some food
brisket on Saturday.
Food and have social.
And those
time.
guys have been working hard too. I got to give it.
Oh
to
yeah,
a lot of the guys.
they do put out good food at the every food I've had at the convention center is pretty tasty. So they got you covered. And please come out, check it out.
Yeah.
Check out the speaker. I guarantee you're going to go in there kind of blown away. You're gonna kind of walk in, and you may I don't care if you kind of go in with like the Debbie Downer, the
skeptical.
The pot shot taker, I'm the smart Alec.
What's this all about?
I know that guy. I'm a little bit of him, but But, you're going to go in there and you'll be like, oh, dang. What? Nuh-uh. You know what I mean? And that's kind of...
And you're giving away tickets too, right?
Yes, I've been giving away. I have one pair left.
No way.
I've given away the other ones already.
Well, we've got more.
I think Sean's got a couple left.
All right,
I'm down to one pair.
We marked them down like half price for locals too.
Yes, they're only
pay something forward.
Just $50 per ticket.
Right. And you got a bunch of them.
And we'll be giving away free ones here, but and I'm gonna give away a couple more between now and
you want another
in the
stack
show
of them to
tomorrow.
give away?
I'll never say no.
We could do
We just want to help the community as much as possible.
We want to come out and check it out. See it for yourself. See all the things. Talk to the panels. Talk to the different, check out the books. Maybe that's what we're hoping is you get there and you hear these things. And then when you're done, grab a book or two and you can go home. And when you get bathroom time, because that's where I read, you can do your reading and get caught up on
quick articles.
Exactly.
I'm not a novel guy. I'm in and out.
Well, the iPad is cut into my reading because now I spend more time taking that thing to the toilet than my books. So
the porcelain library.
That's right. I'm the porcelain library.
Words, let me tell you, she labels everything. It's
That'd be a good YouTube channel, the porcelain library. And he just does
on the road.
He does book reviews from the toilet. I think that's my book reviews from the toilet.
Yeah,
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, with our cast of plungers.
Not Tales from the Crypt, it's Tales from the Toilet.
And then you can do based on leg numbness on how good the book is. If your legs are really numb, it's a good book. And if it's not so numb, it's not so good.
You got to get a personality.
I think that would be the move we'd go there on that.
And taste the green chilies.
Exactly.
Hot chilies in Roswell.
Exactly. But please make plans to attend. Come on out. Is there a website or something if they want to kind of read and see all the different panels and schedule events?
That's when you know it's over, when they ask for the website.
Yes.
UFO XPO. A lot of people go EXPO. That's in Canada. UFOXPO.com.
Very good.
Yeah,
XPO.com. And then, of course, it will be links on our Facebook and all that, too, to get there. And then, of course, come on out starting tomorrow. Game on starting tomorrow. Come on out. And like I said, it's going to be 3 full days of all kinds of discussions, films, music, cosplay, food, entertainment.
And you can come and go.
Autographs.
Yeah. And that's just it. If you're like, hey, I got to go do a thing in the afternoon with the kids. Great, come out in the morning, and then when you're done, come pop by.
What else would you rather go if you already paid the ticket?
Exactly. Once you get the ticket, it's good all 3 days.
That's right.
Come and go as you please, and come and be a part of the event, and bring a few friends. I think that's the thing you'll get is you're I guarantee if you go through there, you're going to find at least one story that blows you away, or just you can't believe that's what they experienced, and you're just like, holy cow, this is. And you know what? It's eye-opening.
It's my thinking behind this. Let me interrupt you, but
no.
But we're trying to bring like-minded people together, and that's why we incorporated the cosplay thing, because they're sci-fi. They watch the shows. And then you've got, the band is kind of like a caveat for Saturday night.
Well, it's kind of like whatever gets your foot in the door. It's like, hey, if you came out for all the fun partying and dancing, then you accidentally learn, oh, by the way, there's aliens and this is what's been going on.
So take out, for instance, the directors and producers that do a film. They're just going by a script. But how about when you bring those people in to meet Travis, to meet Mike Barr, to meet Daryl Sims and the rest of them. Mark D'Antonio is going to be here from NASA's Unexplained Files. Great guy. So now you're introducing these people to the film producers, which who knows where that will go.
Sure.
But you're taking people who've never met maybe a Travis, hypothetically, and now they're in the same room with them, and Travis is also watching their film.
Sure.
So now there's discussions.
Yeah.
That brings up the obvious questions. Let's talk about this.
Sure.
And so then you have a party together. They loosen up. They have a couple drinks. They start things happen, and that's what we're trying to do is make things happen.
As much as it's an informative and to get the word out,
right?
I would imagine it's therapy for these folks too. Because
absolutely.
I'm pretty sure every single one of these folks that have gone through an encounter are dealing with some kind of trauma, some kind of post-trauma.
Yeah, we did too.
You know what I mean? It's just human, and we're learning a lot more about PTSD in the last 20, 30 years, and we commonly associate with fire, police, war, military, and things. But if you went through what Travis went through and that don't mess you up, then something's you're just completely empty in there.
We went through a lot too, and to give you an idea, right? We were with family. There's 4 of us, and so we had each other to rely on and talk to. But I'll tell you something. I'll make this clear, really clear. The off-world experience we had was not all that trying to us.
Okay.
I mean, if you saw a UFO, you're not. I don't know why people say I was terrified, I was scared.
Sure.
I mean, it's not firing missiles at you, right? I mean,
Sure.
it's just
Well,
it's
fear
there.
of the unknown, maybe, you know.
Yeah, but there's an uncomfortable feeling like,
Sure.
what is this, what's the significance? What does this mean for us in the future?
Sure.
However, we were more in awe. But what was really hard for us, and I think Travis too, was the on-world experience that followed the off-world.
Gotcha.
The way people treated you in school, the way that you got beat up or
bullies.
You're bullied and right. And your
Think
bike
you're a
gets
wacko or
stolen,
thinking you're crazy or
that's
something.
what really
That's the
hurt
drama.
us as children.
Well, and this might be where Hollywood messes with you, because obviously you look at Fire in the Sky and see that movie and you think they did the experiments and all that, and so. But for you, it's almost like.
Did you see Berkshire's UFO?
No, I have not seen
on
it.
Netflix? Okay.
No, I got to check that out. That one I have not checked out yet. I need.
They
to.
left out a lot of documents, like it gave you all the papers and everything. So anyway.
That's there's something added to the list for this weekend. I'm going to be checking out.
I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to show clips from the Berkshire's UFO and say, this wasn't mentioned. This is what was not said. And I have the documents from the governor. You would have thought all this stuff would have been shown.
Sure.
But, you never know what happens at the cutting room floor, right? So this gives me an opportunity to talk about it.
Sure. And I am not going to lie. Whenever I hear like your story or anyone's story, I instantly put myself in those shoes. Like, how would I handle that? If I'm sitting here and a UFO shows up in front of me and now they're inviting me on board or sucking me up on board or whatever, how would I react to that? And I'd like to say I'd be cool.
You would need your space huggies.
Yeah, but I might be like, yeah, exactly. I'm like,
I'll have a rum and Coke.
Can I bring
some pretzels and cheese?
I need some spare pants before we go, please. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of, I get a lot of silly questions. If you want to hear a couple, right?
Yeah.
Do aliens play sports? Is there a monetary system in place?
Sure.
Right? All these little things, because just like ghosts, right?
Sure.
People talk about that, paranormal all comes up, and, I wouldn't want to be a ghost because I'd lose my sight. I wouldn't be able to see anything. I wouldn't be able to hear anything. I love pizza. Would I ever taste pizza again?
Yeah.
There's all these weird things, and after a couple of drinks, it gets pretty funny.
Sure.
But there's a truth to it, too, to some degree, right?
Sure.
So you're on your fourth drink, and you're going, I got one. What if? Right?
Well, I think
it's kind of funny what comes out from people because they hide it. They keep it in.
I think it's us rationalizing, trying to normalize something that's so not normal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How do you
It's
make
like
sense of something that doesn't make sense?
How can I make sense out of it? And so they're like, okay, what human things do they into that we are into? Do they eat food? Do they have jobs? Do they watch TV? Do they,
no bills to pay?
Do they have entertainment, or do they just sit in their ship and stare at each other for the whole time? I don't
whatever.
know.
Is there a school system?
Sure.
Is there a school
Are they?
system?
Are they? Uncanny Valley?
I would
are
imagine.
They real? Are they? Hybrids?
It's a life form like anything else, and each one is different, just like us, and they're probably different. You know what I mean? Okay, what some differences might be, they don't eat the same foods we do because their palates are different, or maybe they don't breathe air, maybe they breathe nitrogen. I don't know, but I imagine there's probably, when you get down to the core of it, the people's soul part of it, I think you're gonna find a lot of similarities there. This is just me.
And they're probably doing podcasts just like we are.
Exactly.
About humans.
So we were on Earth.
I wonder if
Let's talk about the humans.
I wonder if like all of our YouTube and TikTok videos are up there making fun of us. So look at these clowns.
So we tapped into 106.5 in Roswell, and they were talking about us.
It's like parallel universe, just a different.
Watch this guy eat bug spray. Check him out.
And who's this? What's this Fox Network?
Right. This guy's eating like 12 hamburgers.
He's wearing what at Walmart?
So I got a question for you. All right. So do you think UFOs are paranormal? Do you think it belongs in the paranormal realm?
No.
I don't either.
Because they're physical things. We're paranormal. I think that's dealing with energy and levels and afterlife and what happens after that. That's a different subject than things that are already here, just not here.
I'm with you.
With us.
I don't really consider it paranormal.
I think it's two different. I mean, I can see why you lump it together because it's unknown and we fear unknown.
Maybe now it's becoming more of.
And I would imagine they're even
maybe
confused.
they travel in a way that might be considered.
Have you talked to John LeMay by chance? I don't know if he's going to be. He's a local author, but he's with the Historical Society and things. But he's written some old, he does a lot of Billy the Kid stuff and all of that.
Love that stuff.
And but he's also written some books about cowboys and aliens, and he's talked about stories of UFO encounters like in the 1800s
There
and
were
things.
some, yeah.
And what I love about it is because they use the vocabulary of what they know. They didn't have rockets and things. They didn't know about rockets, and so their descriptions almost sound like dragons and things that that would be, you know what I mean, that would be knowledgeable from their perspective. but not from someone in
Chariots on
2023.
fire and stuff like that. You see a lot of that,
So their
those
descriptions
references.
are different,
Sure.
but if you kind of line them up with our descriptions and their vocabulary, it lines up.
Kind of like the biblical days, you know, like what they saw and how they described it.
Yeah, they just describe it as different things because they didn't have the things that we have today to
like when I
compare
was a
them
child.
to.
Perfect example. I referenced what we saw looking like a turtle shell, because it was a child. That's what I saw. That's what it reminded me of, a turtle shell. So if I were to have written a book as a kid, I would have said it looked like a flying turtle shell.
Exactly, same concept.
Yeah,
exactly. and so it's
You're
to me
limited
that's
to your
fascinating.
resources and your references.
And that's where you can look at the history of these things and see there is a track record if you know what you're looking for. You just got to know what you're looking for.
What's the oldest case you know of?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't give you a date on it.
All right, next caller.
I couldn't give you a date. I just hear stories. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I know a lot about a little bit about a lot of
on the
things.
radio, man. I'd give you a master of the radio.
Do you want to tell them about our next big conference that's going to be in Spruce Pine?
Yeah, give that real quick before because we're about out of time, so do it real quick. Yes.
You go ahead. You can run with it.
So, UFO Expo is going to be added again.
Okay.
June 10th. We're going to be in Spruce Pine,
Okay.
North Carolina.
Okay.
For the sprucepinefestival.com.
Okay.
So we're bringing the show on the road.
So if you're out
we're
back
going to have
east
a
on
great,
right.
great guest speakers, great lineup, and
then
June
I think
10th.
we're coming back here too, maybe in October to do
That's
one.
possible.
We're talking to some people about possibly doing a smaller one for the Halloween season, and more with the Galacticon. You know, the whole cosplay.
So you're
Halloween.
picking when our weather's nicer. Spring now, October nice then.
Oh yeah, it's hot in the summer.
July is 300 degrees
But I like
here.
We're from Florida though. But,
well, we have less humidity.
Yeah, I was freezing the other day. I'm walking around. My God, it gets below 50 degrees. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. We don't have any humidity to make up for it.
Yeah, it gets cold tonight.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Big swing in temperature.
It does. Yeah, it's the desert. We're the desert, man. It's it'll be 40s at night and 80s in the day. It's just what it is.
But some really cool people here, genuine people.
Yeah.
We've made a lot of really good friends. You know.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and talking to us here. We can't wait to see you guys out this weekend. Again, come on out tomorrow, starting tomorrow. Get your tickets. Give out the website for tickets again.
UFOXPO.com.
XPO without the E.
Yes.
And if you mess up, put the E. I'm sure you'll find a thing that
and
corrects you and
locals here
takes you
can
to
get
it.
tickets at. Also, they can get tickets.
Chamber?
The Chamber, the Hispanic Chamber, the Main Street Roswell has some. I think who else?
Some of the stores, Alien
Yes,
Invasion.
Alien.
Okay.
Yeah, a few places out
So
there. Yeah.
check them out. But but Chamber for sure. I know.
Yes,
so they've
right around
definitely
the
got
corner here.
and they're right around the corner. Hispano Chamber as well. Main Street's here in this building upstairs.
Oh, one
So,
more thing. Can I say
yeah.
one more thing?
Sure.
How much time do I got?
About less than a minute.
5 seconds.
All right.
Yeah.
Please, can I have 5 minutes? No, okay. So there was a new sculpture that was just delivered to the Roswell UFO Museum yesterday.
Oh, cool.
It was made by a very well-to-do and famous sculptor in Colombia. Her name is Betsy. And she made the alien figure that our family witnessed.
Oh, cool.
And it's been donated to the museum.
Nice.
I don't even think it's on the floor yet.
Okay.
So just
Give it some time. Give the curator some time to create the exhibit.
So if you're here in town, make sure you run in there because you'll be one of the first to ever see it. So
cool.
It just was delivered, like I said,
Hot off the
yesterday
press.
by Toby from the Roswell Daily Record, who picked it
Awesome.
up.
Well, cool. Yeah. Well, there you go. Add something to the list here on things.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you guys, and I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. We'll see you again soon. Maybe we'll see you in October.
See you this
I'm thinking
weekend?
tomorrow because you got like McDonald's coming.
Oh, that's right. Pop on in.
Did
Anytime.
they deliver it? Is it
Well,
delivered?
we bring it here, but
Oh,
yeah,
you
it's
gotta
here.
go get it.
Roy picks it up on the way to
right,
to
Big
the
Mac,
office in the
big-
morning.
it's early,
so-
those.
Yeah, come on, 7.
I want one of those blueberry things.
Yeah, go for it. There. Oh man, there are 10. When you all there Saturday.
Yeah.
Only one.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. More than one, you're gonna. Next thing you know, you're gonna be selling your kids to get more of them.
We've been eating our way through Roswell.
That's right.
Hey, in all seriousness, I really want to thank you for having us. I mean,
Anytime.
that's a serious. This has been fun.
Yes.
I'm
And I
glad
really
we can
appreciate it. You guys
get you
are
on,
awesome.
and we appreciate. And we'll see you again in October, hopefully too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
See you then.
Thank
All
you.
right, 7:59. Let's do a quick break before we get kicked off the radio. Don't go away.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare. You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms? They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's nightmare. Every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The UFO capital of the world's only 24-hour talk station. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Claims came in above 200,000. Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw testified at a Senate hearing and apologized for the train derailment and the hazard chemicals have had on East Palestine, Ohio. He pledged his company was determined to, quote, make it right. Meanwhile, Senate Environment and Public Works Committee Chairman Tom Carper says the lack of transparency from Norfolk Southern in the early stages of the derailment was troubling.
We're told that the company's failure